Hi guys, how's it going?
Hello.
Welcome to the Saga first Invitational Tournament. This is our first inter-Discord tournament, which is kind of weird. It kind of just means that a bunch of people from our server are fighting teams against other servers that have put up a roster to compete. So it's gonna be a little interesting. We've never done anything like this before, but we're super excited to start doing it. So yeah.
Well, we've got a couple different things up on the docket for y'all. We're going to have both a Smash tournament and a Overwatch event. For the Smash Brothers, it is going to be a crew battle style, so it will be a six-man team on either side. They'll each put up a single opponent at the beginning. They will match up with 3 stocks or a 7-minute time limit. Whoever is knocked out, their team will then put in a substitute for them with a full 3 stocks. The other team will progress with the same character and the same player at the stock that they left at. So there's a lot of room to play around with things. People will be able to substitute in people as they see fit. And then, yeah, we'll see. It'll be a good time. For Overwatch, it'll be a best-of-5 situation with various maps that have been already picked out ahead of time. I'm really looking forward to seeing how each team does.
You know, me too. It's actually kind of funny. I've been talking a lot to the different teams over this last week, and it's been kind of funny to see how many, what their training strategies are like, and how seriously some of them are taking this. It's gonna be pretty interesting. I personally think that Team Saga is gonna have for sure the hardest matchup of the day. They've got to fight against what is, in my opinion, the best Smash Brothers team and the best Overwatch team in the same day. So if there's ever a day that the hometown team needs to kick it into gear, it's today. So like we said in the schedule, we're starting off with Super Smash Brothers first. We believe the team captains are still selecting who to put in, but from Team Saga, we've got Matt Depew. And you've played against Matt Depew a few times, right?
I have. He is notoriously evil.
Yeah, he's famously skilled in the game, at least in our group. He plays a pretty good variety of characters. I don't know exactly what we're expecting to see from him just yet.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I think we're going to see some Samus, but you never really know.
That can be brutal. The Smash tournament does have their ultimate charge on, so it will be interesting to see how people factor that in. Most tournaments that we've done in the past have all just been based solely on the basic abilities available. So it'll be interesting to see how people kind of bait out their ultimates and use them as the match progresses. It's been a long time since I've seen people play this way, so I'm really excited to see what that does for the overall flow of things.
We're just waiting for the member from Team Degenerates to join us in the arena so we can go ahead and get started. I believe from the Degenerates team we've got Steven Smith up first. From what I understand, he's a pretty good Sonic player. I mean, I'm not quite sure, but I would think that he's probably one of the better team players they've got on that side. And it looks like he just joined the arena, so we're ready to go.
There we go.
So we're going to go ahead and get ready and go into the fight.
Yep, looks like Samus versus Sonic. This should be... You have some projectile range with Samus, but Sonic's got that speed to be able to get up close and really do some damage. Not to mention his ridiculously stupid ultimate.
Wow, a taunt right out of the gate. That's a really interesting technique. Trading some blows, but no definite hits just yet. Well, actually, I say that, but it looks like Team Saga hasn't actually gotten a single hit in yet. Sonic is completely just tossing him around. No percentage yet on Sonic.
It looks like Matt may be just trying to bait it out and see what to expect. It's hard to say. We've played so many times as
oof, that side smash.
Wow.
Oh man.
With the 0%. Okay, maybe I could be wrong, but I'm hoping that Matt can pull out a little bit of something. Just seems like he's just keeping him on the defense constantly.
I gotta say I was not expecting this. That was an early stock that I don't think that Matt can really afford to lose.
Well, the problem is with these flat stages like this, they're always going to give the benefit to the player that has more mobility.
Got him in the final smash, but I don't think that's enough to really even out the scales.
You need that when it's at a much higher percentage. 30% out of an ultimate is really just not a great number, unfortunately.
Oh, can he recover? It looks like he's able to get back on the stage. Matt is just having trouble taking this first stock from Steven.
Well, when you have a flat stage like this, as a projectile user, you don't really have the ability to. Oh, he let it go. Wow. Okay. Didn't even attempt it. It's an interesting strategy.
So we're in pretty dire straits so far. It looks like Team Saga has not been able to take a single stock yet.
Oh boy.
You hate to see it.
I'm wondering if there's some connectivity issue because it doesn't seem like that would have been the case. I mean, especially on that last stock to have not had anything.
Well, that's going to go ahead and knock out the first contestant from Team Saga. That's Matt Depew, eliminated from the match. Wow. Team Saga now needs to throw in another team member to compete. They did not take a single stock off of Team Degenerates. Not one.
That's going to be really, really hard to come back from, unfortunately, especially with that strong start. Now they've got the advantage with the flow, so hopefully Team Saga can put something in that'll actually wind up at least taking one or two before
I'm
move
really
on to another character.
I'm really curious what Walid, the captain of Team Saga, is thinking right now as he's trying to determine he's gonna put in against this so far incredible Sonic player.
Yeah, I mean the map selection was just not on the projectile user's side, and he definitely took advantage of it with that speed and zoning ability that you have with Sonic. I'd be curious to see who he's going to put up next. Sonic's a really tough character to deal with unless you have somebody that can kind of match his speed or equal him in his zoning abilities. Looking at their roster, it's hard to say. You've got a few characters that could possibly do some damage. You got some players that are pretty flexible with their choices, so I could see a few different things coming in here, but it'll be interesting to see what they ultimately decide to do.
Yeah, I really truly did think that going into today, this was going to be the hardest match for Saga, for sure. Oh, looks like they've decided to put in Kirby into the fray. Look, I personally think that Kirby is one of the strongest players on Saga's roster. He was kind of a last-minute addition, but he's a phenomenal player.
Well, it looks like he plays a lot of Game & Watch, Banjo-Kazooie, and Terry, so it'll be interesting to see what he picks here. I have a feeling it might be Terry, but it'll be interesting to see. Oh, nope, Game & Watch. Oh, Banjo-Kazooie. All right. This should be fun.
Should be fun indeed.
The shield break on this one is a real one-hit punch, so if he can get a flat field and take advantage of that, oh, of course, it's going to be the mecha. Good start. At least we're getting a little bit of damage off.
Yeah, I have a lot more faith that Kirby will at least be able to take a couple stocks off of this Sonic player. We've hosted some crew style format tournaments before for Smash Brothers, and we've had some pretty interesting people come out of the woodwork to absolutely demolish a team roster almost single-handedly. And I'm hoping that's not what we're seeing today.
I hope not as well, but unfortunately with these tournaments, it is really all just a luck of the draw situation. And sometimes you have a strong opponent that comes out and just gets really lucky with the first few rounds, and that's a hard thing to come back from just a camaraderie perspective.
That was a nasty stock.
Yeah, again, he's just keeping him zoned out there, and as soon as he gets him off the map, I mean, it's hard for anybody to keep Sonic from just knocking you back down. We got an ultimate ready here.
Oop, looks like he completely miffed it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's quite a downer. Not looking for good for Team Saga.
No, it is not.
But on the bright side, it's looking really great for Team Degenerates. And I had a feeling that Smash Brothers would be their strongest battlefield in this tournament.
But I mean, you never know. If they can get Sonic out of the picture, we don't know how the rest of their team stacks up. But it's possible that there's a player on Team Walid, Team Saga, that will wind up giving them the edge and possibly doing the same thing that Sonic's been doing to this team so far.
Kirby is really trying hard for that stock.
Oh,
there it is.
Nice.
Finally, now it's evened up. Although
Meatlug is getting close to the Sonic ult, which is going to be a hard one to deal with. That's pretty much a guaranteed kill unless you've got some really crazy moves and mobility on your character.
And this is a much harder hill for Saga to climb, being already down one contestant.
Oh, with the taunt, that's a dirty Dirty pool move.
Ooh. You can tell the experience shining through every single move that Steven's making with Sonic.
That is such an anime thing to say.
Well, it looks like Team Saga won't go home empty-handed, at least from this match.
Yep,
They've still got...
Yeah, there's really not much you can do here.
Ooh, that recovery.
Wow, yeah, that was lucky. And he's got the ultimate to play with, too.
Oh, no. He missed it again.
But if he can get him off with this one, then that's a huge benefit. But he's got to get better at... Sonic is just dominating when he gets off the map because he's got plenty of mobility to back up to the stage.
Yeah, and side spiking and down spiking the opponent's off has been quite enjoyable to see.
Nice, there we go. Okay, we've at least gotten 2 stocks off, and it's even back up. It looks like Kirby's trying to figure out Meat Lug's style, and it seems like he's kind of getting a beat on him. Picking damage, they're almost neck and neck.
It's just a little unfortunate to remember that even if they even up on this particular match, Saga is still down 1 contestant.
You know, depending on who Saga decides to put up next,
wow, Kirby was able to recover from that side attack.
Incredibly lucky.
You know, it's pretty funny, Travis. It occurs to me, I don't really actually know the very technical names for these Overwatch. Nope, Smash moves. Just kidding. I know what game we're playing right now.
Oh, I couldn't tell you the names either.
Side A, down air.
Smash. Barfing up eggs? I don't know. The whole thing is bonkers.
It looks like both players are really desperately trying to find any flaw in their opponent's defense.
Oh.
And it looks like Sonic was able to find it.
Oh,
Kirby just barely recovering onto the stage.
But he no longer has that really necessary over B to be able to get him back. Yep.
And that's game.
That is unfortunate. And that means, too, that Meat Lug is going to go back to that 0% with that 1 stock still left. So another huge advantage. And that's got to be a hard thing for morale for Team Saga, especially considering they have to play both events today.
Yeah, that is rather unfortunate. All right, so it looks like 2 players have been eliminated from Team Saga so far. Steven Smith being able to defeat and move on to a 3rd challenger completely by himself. I bet Saga is really, really reeling from these 2 blows. At the very least, they were able to get the Sonic player, Steven, down to 1 stock. So the chances are high that they'll be able to move on past him. The real question is there anyone on the roster for Degenerates that can keep up the performance that Steven can keep? Because from what I understand, Steven may be one of the better players on their team.
Well, I mean, again, it all is luck of the draw when you have stage selections, when you have lucky hits. I mean, he definitely has a lot of talent as Sonic, and that's a hard character to fight against for almost anybody that's played this game before. But, you know, the thing is that we really don't know what the rest of the Degenerates roster looks like. I really haven't seen any gameplay for them. So
true. This weekend's going to be a lot about data.
You know, that's the one thing that, friendly tournaments just don't have to deal with is, you don't have those unexpected changes or those unexpected characters that might come in. I mean, if somebody pulls a switcheroo and throws a character that just nobody ever chooses to play, it might be hard to counter that just solely off of lack of knowledge of the character and what it does. So
yeah, just keeping in mind we got a lot of amateur players playing here tonight, which is not a bad thing at all.
No.
All right, so it looks like Team Saga was able to determine their next player. They've got Chris Bailey coming in
as Mewtwo. What an interesting choice. He is usually a Mario player and quite a strong one. So I'm curious as to what the philosophy was with this, but it should be fun to watch. Mewtwo is one of those characters you really just don't see very
And just to remind the audience, Meat Lug will have to suicide and remove 2 stocks of his own in order to return back to the state he was at the beginning of the match. Once the invincibility frames end for Meat Lug, then he should be able, the match should start.
He messed up his kill and then threw a taunt in there. That's
So what's interesting here is that Chris picked a pretty interesting pick with Mewtwo, and he's going to have to stick with that hero for the rest of the match until he gets eliminated.
Assuming he gets eliminated.
Assuming he gets eliminated,
but he will have to keep it if he continues on past this point. And Mewtwo is one of those characters that can be really great in certain situations, but he's also very counterable.
I think that's true. I think we're all expecting to see Saga be able to take the the win here, but the question is how many stock will they lose in the process? The best possible situation here is Saga coming away from this match without losing any stock for Chris's Mewtwo.
That's still a hard comeback to fight against, though. But it seems like Chris has been doing a pretty good job of keeping him zoned out. Nice thing about Mewtwo is he is very floaty, and with Sonic, it seems like he's been really trying to keep people off of the map and have them lag out that way. But Chris has an opportunity here to be able to get back on the stage pretty easily, no matter what's getting thrown at him.
That's true. Things are looking a little close here. It looks like it could be either Saga or Degenerates at this point. It all comes down to percentage. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
And there it is.
That's the first stock. That is
major.
rough. All right, but he does have his ultimate. I do not remember what it is, so I'm curious to see what it is.
Looks like, oh, he completely dodged it.
Wow, that's impressive and unfortunate.
Extremely unfortunate. Degenerates looks like they've definitely got their money's worth from.
Okay, that's good. I was worried he was pretty high up there on the map. I was worried he was going to get knocked out at that early a stage without any sort of percentage.
Things are tense.
Oh boy.
Saga desperately needs this win. Oh no.
No, that's rough.
That is rough.
The taunt again. That's just
Steven Sonic seems almost invincible in this tournament. It's insane.
Well, from what I've seen, they're just not doing a very good job of keeping him cornered down. I mean, he does have that insane mobility, but
and it's true. And Steven has clearly shown his dominance.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I'm honestly relieved. Not any one particular team, but more so just that.
Wasn't sure how much longer that could go on.
It can be brutal. If we harken back to a tournament that we had a few months ago, we had a player that did a very similar thing and came in and took 3 players down, basically, and pretty much soloed the entire team himself. So it is nice to give the team a chance to breathe a little bit here. I'm curious to see who's going to sub in.
It's going to be interesting to see who Degenerates puts in next. Now that they're down Steven, they only have 5 options. Josh, Aaron, Sam, James, and Thomas, their team captain. You know, I'm kind of expecting to see them put in James Greener. He's a Bayonetta player on their team, and he's actually really good. And I think that they're probably going to want to keep up the momentum and keep the pressure on Saga as hard as they can, as long as they can.
That's brutal, though. I really hope for Saga's sake that they're able to.
Looks like they're putting in Josh Castro, actually my own brother. That'll be an interesting match.
Well, he is. Looks like he tends to move for the Mii fighters, and that's a very difficult thing to fight against because you have an idea of what their moveset is going to be, but at the same time you can customize them. So it could be anything. And if he kind of plays a little bit close to belt with the abilities, then he might be able to pull something out that's unexpected.
All right, so Chris is going to have to remove some stock at the beginning of the match in order to even up.
I do have to say, though, I do like Josh's Mii fighter. He's pulling out the old Tiger King, it looks like.
Of course he is. That's my brother's, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. If you know Jamie, then you know he loves cats. So.
All right, so what would be phenomenal to see here for Team Saga is for Chris to take as many stocks away from Gulag Josh as possible.
Absolutely.
If he can somehow win a fight without losing any stocks, that would be a game changer in this match. But
I mean, it's looking good so far. I mean, he's got a little pick damage on him. Oh, that's a big hit. But looks like Chris is in a position to possibly throw Josh off the map here and get him with a one-shot. It's a good time smash attack.
As we've said many times because we don't know what else to say, it all comes down to percentage, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, Chris has definitely got the lead on Josh.
But that one stock makes it hard. You know, he needs to maintain as much life as he can early on because obviously the higher you get, the more likely you are to get phased out. So he really needs to take a stock here before he hits 50, but it's going to be hard to say whether or not he'll be able to pull that off. He is juggling Josh pretty well. Doesn't seem like he's using his air dodge very effectively. But there we go. You hit that 62% mark, and he's got an ult.
Got his ult.
And I don't know what the Mii fighter's ultimate is either. So, oh boy. That's
barely
not
pulled
good.
into it.
That's not good at all.
Not able to take a stock, unfortunately.
Wow.
That's Saga down 3 players.
So it seems that
Quite the
talent
setback.
can be found in the family pool.
Oh man, I don't know that I would go that far. I love you, Josh. You're an amazing brother. But whew, man, it's been a doozy so far.
Yeah, that's going to be rough, but I mean, they still have a few players that they could possibly sub in for Team Saga. You still have Walid, who's a very strong young Link player. So we have JT, who is arguably the strongest player on their team, and he's just a tanky boy. And
well, you can't forget, Jeff still hasn't actually seen Battle yet, and he's a phenomenal Samus player who currently holds the highest record in our personal tournaments as the best overall Smash player. So it'll be really interesting to see who Saga takes off the bench. Oh, looks like
Walid.
They're throwing the team captain in himself. Walid is joining the fray.
Well, he needs to make a lot of impacts here. He's going as Dark Young Link. Clearly reflective of the mood. Oh, hold on.
I'm very curious to see who he's going to pick.
I'd be interested to see if he picks anything aside from Young Link. I mean, in our, experience with him. Okay, yeah.
Yep, makes sense. Young Link. There's no surprise there. Saga's got quite the hill to climb. They really, really do. Wally needs to take this match with losing as few stock as possible in order to really even it up and give his team a fighting chance.
3, 2, 1.
These are both projectile users, so they're both going to want to kind of stay further away until they get that opportunity to make a big hit. That's a good start, though. Already at a 25 mark.
Yeah, true. Josh is showing that he's definitely not the bench warmer. He is here to compete, and he's definitely trying his hardest to make sure that it is as hard as possible for Saga to catch back up in the league.
It's a really interesting move kit that he's put together, though. It gives him a lot of mobility, some nice ability to zone people out, but also some really strong attacks on the close-up battle as well. And again, Mii Fighter is just one that you just can't anticipate because everybody builds them different, so you don't know exactly what's going to happen. Even if you're good at paying attention, you can pull something out that you're not ready for.
There's the classic Walid juggle.
Yep.
Goal to build up as much damage percentage as possible while scoring a defensive position to get that smash move.
That's the benefit of Link, especially young Link. He's got a little bit of mobility, but at the same time, he's able to just juggle people with projectiles. And his fire arrow attack is strong enough to possibly even knock somebody out of the ring if it's at a high enough percentage. So he could possibly get a good shot here.
You can see Walid is desperately trying for that stock, and it looks like he was able to finally secure it, giving Saga just a bit of breathing room they really need to catch back on the series.
All right, but Tiger King has his ult, that's a good dodge there. Now he's in a good position to get a nice... Oh, he didn't go for the smash attack. That's an interesting call.
Well, they say you dim some and you lose some. Award-winning commentary here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, indeed.
I watch way too much anime. Okay, here we go. We have Young Link ult here. If he can hold off, we can get one more before the stop.
Oh, the down spike. That's brutal.
Yeah,
losing his ultimate in the process.
That's really rough. At least he gets to maintain a little bit of the charge, but that is not what you wanted to see. He had an opportunity here to possibly get one extra stock off of him, and it's going to be a hard thing to come back from.
Yeah, easy come, easy come. Nope, easy come, easy go. That's how you say it. That's the words.
Bear with us, guys. We're going to Wikipedia idioms and get Jamie some material here to work with.
Oh, no. So from my perspective of having played Walid for many years, I can almost tell how desperate he is in this fight. He is
that's a
really
good
trying
smash
his
attack.
hardest to
Nice.
keep the pressure up and to deliver as many smash attacks as possible. He's not usually playing in the more patient style that I've been more accustomed to seeing him with.
Well, they have plenty of time, so oh, that's rough.
The miss.
They have 7 minutes, and it doesn't seem like much, but when you're actually in the game, the time can drag a little bit.
Oh, man.
And that is a very lucky that he didn't use that ultimate just a half a second later, because Wally would have got caught straight into that.
Looks like Saga might be able to take away a win from this particular matchup, which would...
There we go. That's a nice hit there. Well, that's good. Wally gets to come back with 2 stars, which allows him to have a little bit of time to play around. Luckily, if he loses one, he'll still possibly be able to recover, but takes the pressure off. Excuse me, definitely takes the pressure off.
So it looks like Team Degenerates has only 4 people left on the roster, but still way more than Saga has.
And they still have possibly their best or second best player with James still up. And a Zelda v Zelda battle, Zelda v Link battle will be very interesting and very kawaii, but Bayonetta is probably the better choice because it's a very hard counter to a lot of characters, and it's also just very unpredictable.
It looks like their next player up is going to be Aaron,
Okay.
who I don't know his last name, so we're just going to go with Aaron.
Well, his Discord name is Mr. Poopy Pants, so
Yep.
I'm curious to see what he has in the mix. Looks like he is a young Link, a Richter, or a Ridley player, which Richter and Ridley are, again, those characters that you don't see very often. Ridley especially might be good to kind of tank through Walid, because he'll just soak up those projectiles, and it won't make him budge at all. So
Yeah, it would be very interesting if they actually went mirror match Young Link versus Young Link. That would be kind of silly to watch. Whew. All right, we're into the next match, and we're getting a little bit closer to
Here's
a
the
more
mirror
caught-up
match.
series.
So we got Walid repping the old school tunic, and Young Link in the water tunic, which is not something that you'd ever seen Young Link in.
2, 1, go!
There's a lot of anticipation going in this match.
Oof, and it's a
Wait,
flat field, so this will be really exciting.
Wally needs to, yep, there we go. He needs to take a stock off. And then once the invincibility frames continue or wear off, the fight can actually begin. There we go. All right.
Oh, this will be interesting. This flat mirror match. It's gonna be the best projectilist is gonna claim the stage here.
What's actually kind of funny is that Walid as a team captain specifically requested the inclusion of flat maps for his playstyle, his style of juggling specifically. So
I mean, it makes sense. Projectiles on these maps can be good with certain characters, but as we saw with Samus against a Sonic player, you just don't have enough time to get those moves off. But this is a really curious one, especially considering that a same attack will cancel out the other attack. So if he pulls out a boomerang, hits a boomerang, it's not gonna do anything. We have a good start though for Walid.
ooh,
Yes,
evening it up
first
really
stock,
quickly.
okay. But he is at a high percentage.
That's true.
And it looks like
He's gonna have to play defensive still.
Aaron will have that ult within this next hit or so, which could be bad because if he hits him
There it
with
is.
this high percentage, yep, that's it. That's a stock
stock.
right there. And Walid loses his charge.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a hard recovery for him to get the advantage back in this match.
Knowing Walid, I think we might be able to see one more stock off of the opposing team at Aaron, but it's hard to say. I haven't seen Aaron's playstyle, and thus far he seems to have good timing.
There it is.
There's
It's
that
evened up
stock.
1-1. And
That's what they need, though. If Walid had any chance of winning, he needed to get it before he took too much percentage. And
oof.
now with his ult charge, he could.
Ooh, and a miss.
That is unfortunate, and he's taking a lot of damage here.
Yeah, just like that, his advantage is kind of dried up pretty quickly.
Oh, and that's it.
There it is.
Honestly, holding on to that bomb. There.
Yeah, that was actually a really entertaining match to watch.
Yeah.
Aaron did a really rather good job of fighting off Walid. I mean, he did have the advantage, but
I mean, I'm curious to see, if at some point that they get matched up again against one another at 3v3, how that would have turned out, because I think it could have been anybody's game.
yeah, that was definitely a close one for sure. Walid just kind of played sloppy there in that last stock, and it cost him. I think a little bit of fatigue from having played so many matches back to back.
Yeah, well, the nice thing is that they managed to get 2 stocks off of them, so they're only working with 1, which is a dangerous position to go into with a fresh 1 stock versus 3.
Yeah, Aaron is not likely to survive long in the next match. He doesn't seem to have the stamina that Steven did to continue to persist against opponents.
I mean, we'll be curious to see who they put in, though. We still have
Looks like JT is the next contestant that Saga's throwing into the ring.
Yeah, JT is notoriously a heavy character, which again would be really good as a matchup against Young Link. He plays a lot of Bowser, plays a lot of Ganon. I'd honestly be interested to keep the Zelda theme running.
Yeah, but Saga have to make a comeback here. They are down to their last 2 players, and they still have 4 players on Degenerates left to remove, and it's a hard fight.
Yeah, and it looks like Degenerates is holding on to their first or second best with with James. So I think they're trying to keep him as an anchor just to make sure if push comes to shove that
They can secure the win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is not a friendly competition, you know.
It sure isn't.
These are not people that have investments in each other's lives like we've seen in other tournaments. So it'll be really interesting to see how brutal this will get. And Ganon is a rough character, especially for a flat map like this. He's got a lot of strong attacks that can just whack you off the board at very low percentage. And again, with that ability to soak up, I mean, could be anybody's.
Looks like JT's playing careful, just trying to avoid taking any damage possible. If he can take this one stock, it doesn't really matter how much damage he takes in this fight. He'll move on to the next one with a fresh stock.
It's looking good for him, though. It's looking real good for him.
And there it is.
Yep.
A rather quick defeat. Aaron doing the best he could to stall the team out, but unfortunately not enough against one of Saga's heaviest hitters.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see who Degenerates puts back in. They've definitely got the comfortable lead here. They've got 3 versus 2. It's going to take a a harsh, bitter battle for Saga to catch back up. They've been on their back foot this whole game.
They have, but they still have Jeff in the waiting, and
true.
If we've seen anything with what happened with Steven and his Sonic, Jeff could easily sweep in here and take a couple stocks and even it back up. It kind of just depends on the position that JT leaves them, and honestly, he really needs to get a win here and hope that he can hold on to at least 2 stocks, although that will be hard. Even just coming out with 1 would be advantageous for them. But
all right, looks like Degenerates picked out their next contestant. It's Thomas Schuff, the team captain. I'm expecting good things from this match.
It should be good. It looks like he's a Samus player, which, man, if JT can't get in close with Ganon, it's going to be really, really hard for him to keep from getting that pick damage with Samus.
Yeah, it's Saga's match to lose, that's for sure. But I know
another flat stage.
JT definitely wants to come back home a hero, saving the team from almost certain destruction.
Gives him a chance to charge. That's a dangerous thing to do.
And I personally know that JT has practiced many times against Samus players. It's not a matchup he's unfamiliar with.
Yeah. Samus seems to be a popular pick for a lot of different players. She has a lot of strong close attacks, but also has that range, a little bit of mobility. But man, that
early stock.
That damage from Ganon just sends you flying if you don't have a tankier character that can soak it up. And yeah, JT seems to be playing pretty defensively. He's not going for any crazy blows unless he knows that he can actually make them land.
Yeah, he's not diving off the stage trying to get the down spikes.
This is going to be a rough one, though.
Yep.
And that's probably a stock.
Oh, he might be able to recover.
Let's see if he can get close enough to the stage.
Unfortunately not. Still a close match.
Ganon's got no ups. So he's going to try to use... Oh, looks like he was trying to get in to be able to use those invincibility frames. No such luck. Oof. Oh, just a little too high. That's unfortunate. He really needed that. That's going to be...
yeah, he really did.
They're evened up now on their ults.
It's going to be a long charge if they even get it before the end of the match.
But it looks like JT does have the advantage here. All he needs is one good, strong attack to knock him off the map.
Yeah, that sword hit came pretty close to landing. That would have been the advantage he needed.
Oh, no.
He's got to be careful when playing on the ledge.
Yep, this is where it's going to get tricky. He's going to get juggled here by the projectiles, especially considering Samus has a lot of flexibility when it comes to her hits.
Good shield work. And you can see that here the Tom doesn't seem to be rattled by having the...
There it goes. I don't think he can recover from that, especially if he gets a nice smack here.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
He's the second time that JT's gone for that swing, and he's been just a little bit shy. Samus has an unbelievably high jump. Ooh. It's gonna be
the percentage is definitely not in JT's favor. Yeah. Evened up 1-1.
Yeah, he really needs to take this to be able to at least put Jeff in a position to possibly do some cleanup work, but it's going to be hard.
Either way, either contestant will be going into the next match with only 1 stock. And that's much more heartbreaking for Saga than it is for Degenerates.
Oh, no, and this one's going to be a rough one because with a flat map like this, you really don't have anywhere to hide from this attack. So if he gets you to begin with, which he's looking for that range, he's looking for that one
trying
mistake.
To get that careful hit. There it is.
It is. He didn't quite get the air dodge off, and I think that's
Oof.
Yep, that's enough. He's not gonna be able to recover from that, unfortunately.
Yeah, Thomas played a really great game there. He kept his cool, even against the early disadvantage, and was able to knock out the opponent in a really stylish kind of way.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I mean, this is kind of what we were talking about at the beginning, though. The ability to use your ultimate is just something that you don't normally see, and I think a lot of players, especially from Saga and our experience, we just don't play that way usually. And you know, unless they've practiced with that, and I don't know what their practice regimen looks like, then it's hard to anticipate that. And some of those ults, you know, like the Sonic, like the Samus ults, they take up the entire screen, and there's really no way. If you don't dodge it the first time, then you're not gonna be able to get out of it.
So I believe I'm just taking a preemptive guess here. I believe Jeff McGuire is going to be the last contestant for Team Saga being thrown in. Don't actually necessarily know. Saga's got a couple more players in the roster they could throw in.
Oh, never mind.
What?
Never mind.
Saga's got a couple other players they could theoretically throw in instead of Jeff, but I think the expectation is that Jeff's going to be the person they pick.
Yeah.
Their last resort.
Jeff is a Dark Samus player as well.
Faced up against 7 stock. It is quite the feat.
And we also have Team Degenerates holding on to their possibly best player, who plays a Zelda or Bayonetta, which, you know, against a character like Dark Samus will be hard to work against. But it looks like Team Saga's kind of taking their time figuring this out.
Yeah, this is not an easy call to make.
No. You're going to have to rely on somebody, like you said, to take 7 stocks, which is very difficult to do.
Yeah. Honestly, though, in my opinion, I think that Jeff is the only person on Saga who could, if anyone could.
Well, it's unfortunate that they had such a weak start, but, you know, Steven came out real strong with that Sonic, even with that cocky attitude, which, you know, you have to respect the fact that he at least was able to back it up.
All right, and it looks like... Do you need a pause? Sorry, one of the team captains jumped into the commentators chat. But it looks like the match is about to start. So
going with Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit.
That is
and of course
that is a really awesome pick. You don't see this character very often, and it has a lot of moves in its kit that are really punishing in terms of
he does have the advantage of, you know, going into this match only having to take 1 stock from his opponent. Hopefully we're not having connection issues.
Yep.
Maybe.
Like we are having that.
Looks like we definitely are having connection issues. Yep, there it is. All right, we're gonna take a short break while we try to get these worked out. Unfortunately, we all are, due to a virus, you know, playing remotely from our homes, not in the same room. Otherwise, you know,
those of us
network connections wouldn't be an issue.
Play on the Switch. We know that any Nintendo product that has an internet connection is notoriously bad.
Garbage.
Which is why we're trying to limit the people in the arena to solely 3 at a time with the commentators and the 2 opponents.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like even that's good enough to get past Nintendo's shitty internet work.
Well, it is a peer-to-peer network connection, which is unfortunate. We are hosting on a dedicated wired connection, but that only goes so far. Where players have to rely on their home Wi-Fi networks to connect.
3, 2,
Let's take a look. Hopefully, this match has no connection issues. Thomas taking his 2 stock.
All right.
You know, I really miss the WarioWare games. They were so phenomenal. I used to play them so much.
I never played them.
It's, you know, it's really unfortunate because they were a staple of my childhood.
This is a series of mini games, correct?
Yeah, basically. The non-Battlefield format at this stage is pretty interesting. It has you do some pretty stupid stuff to avoid taking damage. Speaking of avoiding taking damage, it looks like Jeff has managed to avoid taking most of the damage.
He also has his damage boost up right now, and the nice thing about Wii Fit Trainer is that if he does tend to get a little bit of free time, he can possibly heal himself up a little bit at a time. It also gives him that damage increase, but he's doing a really good job of keeping Thomas in the air.
Thomas is really going to try to take at least 1 stock off of Jeff. Make it easier for the next person on his team. Will Jeff give it to him?
Oh,
It looks like he got the ultimate. That could be disaster.
Right over his head.
There we go.
With the kill.
With no stocks lost, Jeff was able to knock out Thomas.
He needed that, though.
Give his team a slight advantage.
He absolutely needed to come out without taking a scratch. And honestly, with this next fight, if he comes out with anything less than 2, then, you know, their opportunity to win is going to be tenuous at best.
Hey, can you talk about how the scoring will be done? Is it all or nothing? It is all or nothing. The winner of this match gets 1 point for their team in the tournament. There are no partial points for its stock.
The same thing will be for Overwatch. It is an all or nothing. It'll be best out of 5. If one team happens to sweep the first 3 maps, then there are no extra points awarded for wins in later matches.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're down to the bottom of the rosters for both teams. Degenerates has got to try to make a definitive win here. Jeff is definitely not a pushover character contestant to try to win. Looks like they're putting in Mr. Shumpton, who is, according to my notes, Sam. Okay.
As Paulentina, that's another interesting pick. The roster choices from some of these people. A little unconventional, but Paulentina has the ability to really control a map. Look at that entrance.
Paulentina?
Looks like they are trying to hold on to their last player to be James, to possibly be able to sweep it. If Sam can just get 1 or 2 stocks off of Jeff, then it's gonna spell trouble for Team Saga. But they've done a pretty good job of coming back, given the start that they had.
That's true. They were against pretty bad odds at the beginning of the match. They have recovered surprisingly well. If Jeff is able to win this match, it's going to put Saga in a position where they could theoretically take the series.
He got a early stock with very little damage, and he gets the ability now to charge himself. So it's not looking great for Sam right at the moment. But he does have ult, which again I have no idea what to expect for this.
Wow, what a dodge! Ooh, but unfortunately,
wow, that was quite a hit there.
It was. Jeff not even showing any concern. Just taking some yoga meditative breathing.
Oh no.
Both contestants at a high percentage. This could be the definitive moment in the match, and it sure is. Jeff is taking the lead, done the impossible, put his team in a position where they could theoretically come back.
Boy, if he can hold on to this last stock, though, that'll be huge for.
No.
So there's the advantage that he's now lost, and good for Sam for at least being able to get 1 off of him.
Yeah, doing exactly what he needed to do to put the last member on his team in the position to win.
For a lot of us that have played Jeff, getting that first stock is
quite
sometimes a real battle. But he does have the charge on him right now.
Tuck in those boots.
It looks like Paulentina will be getting her ult very soon. And as we saw, it looks like it's not only a black hole, but also a giant laser, which is seemingly very OP. But
Watch this. Black hole and mega laser.
But unfortunately, Jeff's not at the percentage where that could really affect him.
He's going to have his ults, which is just going to
I
zone
think
him
that's
out.
game.
Yep.
All right, Jeff
That's
taking
the
the
power of
definitive
yoga.
win that he really needed to take for his team. We have, you know, honestly, I gotta say, I didn't really think that we were going to get to this point. We are at the bottom of the roster for both teams. That's a nice surprise.
Absolutely. I'm really glad that everybody got a chance to play. That's always, as I can tell you from personal experience, is always disappointing when you decide to be the anchor and you wind up not getting a chance to shine at all. So. But ultimately, it is about the team, and I'm really happy that Saga's been able to at least get this far, because they're going to need that morale boost to, almost immediately jump into another grueling battle of Overwatch. Knowing both teams on the Overwatch side of things, it is going to be very interesting. Both teams are very well stacked. They've all played together extensively, so they do have some strategy and communication that they've already worked out. So it'll be really curious to see.
And this is the matchup that everybody wants to see. This is the bottom of the roster for both Saga and Degenerates. Arguably their best players facing off head-to-head. And Jeff coming in with a disadvantage, losing 1 stock in a crucial loss in the last match. That could be the deciding factor of this particular series, right there.
And not having a flat stage is going to be very difficult with Bayonetta. She has a lot of attacks that can go through those barriers. It looks like she's already doing a huge amount of damage.
Oh, Jeff able to recover, but taking a smash attack, knocking him back off the stage. Both players fighting around the edge quite a bit. Not shy of fighting over the edge of the stage.
Yep, Jeff's going to have to get some damage off here to be able to... oh, boy. That's rough.
Oh,
that was a great
wow.
dodge, though. But, man, that time stop was well executed.
You know, I got to say, in this amateur tournament, it is truly a joy to be able to see these players fight with their obviously high technical skills, and we're seeing something special here today.
Absolutely.
Which sounds super corny to say when I say it out loud, but yeah, both of these players clearly know how to play their respective characters.
Oh, that's not what you want to see, though. Jeff really needed to be able to at least get one stock off before he gets to this point. Oh, man, he's just getting juggled.
He sure is.
That's rough.
But he's definitely in the position to...
Well, that's going to be a good one for him. I don't think that he can recover from that, but... Oh,
wow.
I was very wrong. Bayonetta
strong tech play to
man,
survive at the bottom of the stage. That is a really interesting play.
Bayonetta just doing so much damage in the air. It is so hard to get away from her. And she just juggles.
Ooh.
And that counter again was just so perfectly executed. Now he's got the ult charge he needs on Jeff to be able to one-shot him with his ult. Oh boy, yeah.
Is that game? Is that game, ladies and gentlemen?
That's absolutely
I believe
game.
it absolutely is, and the best
That's
style finish it
absolutely
possibly
game.
could be.
Oh.
Wow. Wow, what a finish.
I can see why they saved James for last.
I definitely could as well. That was...
The sad thing is, though, is I feel like if they had put James right after Steven at the beginning, they may have been able to pretty much clear the entire Saga board without bringing in any of their players. I'm wondering if the strategy might have been less about not keeping it as an anchor and more of being able to let the other team players get a chance to at least come on the field and play a little bit.
Yeah. Well, in a not completely surprising turn of events, but in a devastating loss to Saga, it looks like their first match of the day is a loss to Degenerates, taking a well-deserved win home.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we're gonna home team though.
We're gonna take a short break real quick while we get ready for the next portion of today's matches, which is Overwatch. But congratulations to Team Degenerates.
Yep.
And if you're a hometown fan of Saga, hope you cheer them on in the next match coming up. They're gonna definitely need it. All right, we'll see y'all real soon. Hey everybody, welcome back.
there.
Just take a quick little short break. I ate a cupcake, actually. I just scarfed one down real quick. We're glad you're all back with us to watch the second half of today's matches. It's going to be Overwatch this time. We've got Team Saga versus Team Scarlet Devils. It's going to be an interesting and exciting match.
I'm honestly excited for this more than the Smash Brothers, particularly because both teams are stacked with people that Jamie and I both know and play with on a regular basis. So we know that the teams are actually quite even right at the moment. As my Twitch stream goes off in the background. Sorry. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this all plays out. Again, it's going to be a best out of 5 situation. They're starting on Numbani, which is a capture and then push map, which always relies on a lot of different strategies. It looks like after talking to both teams that they both have been pretty selective about who they're putting in for what maps and have given this a little bit of thought and hopefully some practice. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this works. Both team captains are exceptional at the game as well as the rest of the players that they have. Scarlet and Tontu are obviously going to be the thing to watch out for on Team Scarlet. Then you have Pack and Streets Ahead that are going to be coming from Team Saga that are going to be another strong contender to kind of counteract that. So curious to see how they all play, but it should be a really fun match.
Yeah, Scarlet and Walid themselves, the two team captains, have had a strong rivalry over the last couple of months, and they've played a lot against each other specifically. So this is going to be an interesting culmination to see where their rivalry leads them. We're just going to give a small reminder out to anybody who's participating in the match to please close your Twitch stream if you have it open. Please do not screen snipe. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get ready to go into our first match. So we're gonna go ahead and commence the countdown and switch it over. All right, I can click stuff real good.
I mean, it's like you work in this or something.
Working what?
You watch the stream, Scarlet.
Scarlet, don't watch the stream.
Just don't watch the stream, and then and go with little brother rules, where you position look.
All right, with some phenomenal camera work here, we've got a
a great shot of the door.
Yeah. So because Saga is the home team this weekend, they are going to be playing defense first.
So we already have some choices up. I'm curious to see if any of these are going to be our bait to try to see. I'm really interested to see if any players choose some of the newer characters. It looks like we've got some of these players playing some of their typical roles, so I'm excited to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be really great. Shut up, Travis. Oh man. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting defense on Numbani.
Yep,
for sure. It looks like they're gonna try to take the hold up on the high ground to start with. Nobody should be watching the stream. Nobody should be watching. Okay, opposing players, you should not be watching the stream. You're not watching the stream. Also, don't do that.
All right, so they've got a typical like bunker comp set up here. Looks like the other team is also trying to poke up top. They got a flank on the back. It looks like Scarlet has opted for the Echo, which I was curious to see if he was going to do that or if he was just trying to play around for a little bit. But it's a dangerous character to play against.
Going for the health pack in their back. They've got a quite the bunker to crack here in order to get past Saga's defenses.
He is getting that flank though, and he's able to do some pick damage on the back, which kind of distracts them. They really like Saga's gonna have to figure out who's gonna focus the Echo so that they can keep the rest of the other team pointed forward. But they've got Echo poking from the back. They got Soldier trying to pull the attention over to the left, and then they're just going to dive right on.
Yeah, it looks like Team Scarlet's actually taking a kind of an interesting approach. It looks like they're very split, and they've got a flanker on the far right side with their Soldier.
Yep, Soldier
putting some
though
interesting
is,
pressure, and it looks like they're not really able to deal with him yet.
Soldier's a good choice though. He's just distracting a little bit while the rest of the team focuses on the Echo. I think ultimately what they're going to want to go for is try to get that Echo ult and then possibly pop off with either the Junkrat tire or the Bastion. But we'll have to see how it works out. Scarlet has his ultimate available. Let's see how this works out.
See if he copies anyone and decides to take it. Also, no progress has been made on the point just yet.
He went for the Sigma, so hopefully he's going to be able to get a little damage here. He gets a free shield in the process, and he's got it. He's going to have to use it right now, though.
It looks like that was the opening that Scarlet needed.
Yep, and there's
in order
to
take
the
point.
Echo is just such a brutal character to fight against, and then you have Tantu coming in with his Soldier visor to clean everything up. And they've managed to maintain enough of their team to where it's going to be hard for Saga to be able to get to the point on time to even contest.
Yeah, that was a definitive team win that they needed in order to capture point A.
It looks like Saga isn't even trying to make the push. They're just trying to group up and get set up. Looks like luckily all of their team members spawned at the close spawn because that walk back is quite brutal as they've yet to reach the second checkpoint.
Looks like they're trying to get some poke damage with the Junkrat in the high room, but they've noticed him, so he's not really able to get much damage off there.
Yep.
Had to retreat down to the lower ground.
The Echo's going for a flank here.
Scouting out the enemy team.
Yep, he gets some damage on the Baptiste, which forced him to fall down. The Widow pick is interesting. I think they're trying to counter the Echo, but it's going to require a couple good shots. Otherwise, he'll be able to take out that Widow pretty deftly.
Let's see if Corey's able to make some space for his team. Oh, and he notices the Echo in the side room.
All right.
Will they be able to get the kill, though?
Oh,
Looks
man.
like
The
Echo's
mobility
able
on
to
the
get
Echo,
away.
If he can get a shot here. He's just not getting those shots off, unfortunately, and that supercharger has already gone down. The Baptiste ult is up. Hopefully they can make some use of that, although it looks like the Moira Zarya combo is going to do a good job of...
Yeah, Saga in a little bit of a rough spot here. They really need to defend this point. They can't afford to...
Walid on his Mercy, though, is doing a good job of keeping everybody pushed back.
It's true. They're barely able to hold on and keep a defense up.
Looks like Ton has gone from the flank, though, that he's moved over now to the Mei, which is going to be very hard to deal with, especially since they're so close to the checkpoint. All they need to do is just have one person touch it and push them back. But Echo again with the duplicate. They've got a couple ults on Team Scarlet. Nothing really to work with coming up aside from the tire on Team Saga.
And it looks like Scarlet's trying to poke around in the back, try to get a kill.
Wow, I'm surprised
it looks
he was
like
able
they
to
find
survive
him.
that. Let's see if he picks anybody up.
Oop, popping the visor. Looks like
Looks like a couple ults, a couple
infrared. Just kidding.
a couple kills for the tire though, which is what they need. But unfortunately, they're just not able to get in there and contest.
Looks like Team Scarlet's able to push the payload up to the second point, and that's going to be Saga retreating back, trying to hold back on the last point.
Yeah, Echo gets the copy, but doesn't even get a chance to drop the ult. It's not even necessary.
Yeah, they're going to have to play really strong here in order to try to keep as much distance from the enemy team. It's going to be a hard push for whenever they switch to the attack. But it looks like Team Scarlet is really bulldozering in there.
They are indeed. Oh, and Tantu's back over to the
Getting
soldier.
a kill on the flank. Yeah.
Yep.
Here comes the push.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to really need some
Team Scarlet
some possible changes over on Saga to contest this, but I don't think that they're going to be able to do it in time.
It looks like Saga's able to defend. They're getting the kills they need in order to
That's a good hit right there. Walid's still doing a great job of keeping his team alive, along with Joel on the Baptiste. The damage output, though, from Scarlet's team is
and
just
they managed to kill off Franny.
really punishing.
That staggers the team out a bit, giving them enough time to probably force out at least one or two more team fights before this whole thing's over.
And we have a couple more switches on Scarlet's team. It looks like they're doing a really good job of trying to play around and find what works best situationally. A lot of teams tend to stick to a character and not move past it, but we have Scarlet switching over to a Widow, which Widow v Widow, it's going to be all skill-based to see who's going to be the better one. Scarlet is able to get a couple hits off as a Widow, but oof, almost gets down there.
Yeah, this is a precarious point. Both teams are playing really defensively, just trading off smart blows, looking for that pick that they can use to push in on the fight. Team Saga trying.
Oh, and the pick on Walid, that's going to be really difficult.
Oh, and the counter pick.
Oh, but still, losing a healer is very difficult to come back from, and with that fire strike, Reinhardt managed to get 2 with that.
This is going to be a intense, close match. Both teams trying the hardest they can to.
And we're at a 3v3,
finish
but
it right
the walk
here.
back for Saga is so much quicker.
Widowmaker by herself can't really do much. Manages to get back to the rest of her team, though. Oh, and the tire gets a pick.
That's not what you want, though. You want to see at least 2 from that, but it does what it needs to. It gets the Reinhardt out of position, which they're able to clean up, and we're now over to a Hanzo pick. It looks like they're trying to counter the shield while also being able to do a little damage to that Widow.
Yeah, Saga barely just... Ooh!
That's rough.
Saga just barely able to hold on at the last possible bit of distance.
He rounds the corner and gets an immediate clip. I mean, with 45 seconds left, they have one more chance to get grouped up and push.
That was a very big pick.
Yep. It's unlucky, though. The corner pick there when the Widow is already set up is really bad because the Widow's not looking to do anything aside from just set her crosshairs, and as soon as she sees red, just immediately fire.
Looks like they were able to find Junkrat off in the side room and get the pick. That might be the advantage that they need to take the team fight and win it.
Baptiste has his field up, though, which is causing them to push back a little bit. Tantu's getting some picks there, but the Baptiste Immortality field really does a good job of keeping them alive. Although it might be for naught as Reinhardt just comes out swinging with Mercy at his back. Sigma does have an
Sigma ult.
That could possibly change things, but they really needed to see a pick there because Mercy's just now going to be able to heal up.
Yeah, Scarlet's team fighting tooth and nail to try to get this point all the way. They don't want to end in a draw.
Let's see what happened. Baptiste again. Joel is doing a really great job with those immortality fields and throwing them out at the clutch times. Walid's prioritizing people very well, but Scarlet's team is just pushing
Yep.
so hard.
And it looks like that might be it.
And we got the couple combo over there on heals.
Team Saga barely able to hang on, losing members left and right.
I worry that the Sigma choice here from JT is just going to be a hard one to...
Oof, and that is
Yeah.
it.
I feel like it just did not provide the shielding that they needed to be able to effectively counter the Reaper.
Man,
Again, Scarlet and Tantu especially did a really great job of switching their damage to whatever they needed to compensate for the other team.
that's going to be a hard push for Saga now that they are on attack. They're going to have to take it all the way to the third objective if they want to get the first map.
It is indeed, but at the same time, they did do a good job of running out the clock. So luckily, they will be on even ground if they do manage to make it to the end. If they do manage to make it to the end with time, then all they need to do is just get one tick on that first point, and they could potentially have a really good advantage there. We might see a draw, but it's been very clear that both teams are pretty evenly matched.
Man, I am spooked.
Spooked.
Hold on.
There's a little confusion from the teams. We're trying to sort this out. All right, so it seems that Team Scarlet has opted for a quite dirty combo with the Mercy Res. They've got some nice shield action, but they also have a turret, which is just going to throw out free damage, with the Mei being able to kind of pick off anybody that gets a little too close. Although that's an early pick there from JT on the Winston play.
Scarlet's team
we
trying to
did
do
get
what
the
they can to
res.
hold the defense,
Oh.
but it looks like they're definitely losing the team fight here.
They are indeed. It looks like
Especially with that revive, that puts the advantage in Saga's favor.
absolutely. But again, Mei is going to be a hard one. That's one of Tantu's best characters, and it does such a good job of keeping people out and helping.
And
to
no one
protect
dealing
the
with
point.
the Mei.
Not at all. He's just walking in behind, just keeping everybody off the point. He's managed to take out 2 characters.
But it's not enough.
Nope, it's not. But he has given his team a chance to possibly touch. It just depends on how they go about it. It looks like they're opting to regroup, which ultimately is probably the smarter play. But Matt with his projectile game is just very hard to deal with. And unfortunately, he's done a good job of getting rid of the Torbjorn turret in the process.
Looks like streets ahead. Matt Depew trying to get some picks off to the side, a little bit further up in his team, but manages to get back without any major draws.
We have the barrage ready from Streets, and Walid drops his...
Ooh, and there it is. Walid's
Yep.
ultimate cleaning up.
Yep.
That's a
You
definitive
have,
team win.
Yep, you have the Farah and Mercy combo, which has been potent since day one, and it still rings true today, no matter how many changes they make.
Oh,
And
man,
Mei
you
gets
see that
off her ult,
desperation
but
ult.
unfortunately, there's nobody there to clean it up, and with a couple people on point, the payload moves for free with that.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate.
kind of a wasted ult.
It is, especially given that they have enough time to possibly get in there and could have thrown it a little bit closer to the actual checkpoint.
Saga-
Widow, though, knows that they're coming, although not
Ooh.
able to get a pick.
Wow,
Oh, wow.
completely demolishing him. It's like they knew where
they've
he was
left
going.
Everybody, they've left. They did. He had the infrared sight up.
Oh, that's right.
They left one person on to push, and it seems that actually paid off for them. They've captured the point. They do a pretty good job of wiping the team. Get that res. Let's see if he can keep. Yep, manages.
Yeah,
to-
Saga coming into point 3 with good time.
5
and the
minutes.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pushing hard. They're definitely recovering from the setbacks of the first map.
It looks like they're playing really cohesively, though. I mean, they're diving in together, which is something that you really don't see in random matches. Like I said, it's nice that these teams have played together and against one another many times to be able to give a really interesting, fun fight. But Matt here again with his ult getting charged up. We also have the support ult from the Zen. Oh, but unfortunately we do lose the Mercy. Tantu here with his visor coming up. Without a...
That could be a big play.
Yep. Here he comes. He's going to at least try to push him back, because if they can get them back around the choke, they have a good chance to regroup and guard the payload here.
Unfortunately, Saga's shields kind of stopped that ult from really being able to do much.
It's okay, though. He gets the D.Va out of mech. She ults to be able to get her mech back.
Yeah, I assume so. Didn't get any picks with that D.Va mech, so that's really all you can guess.
You never know, though.
Corey playing really far forward with his... Oh, wow. Big plays from Walid. Nope, just kidding. Streets ahead. That's Matt.
It's that combo, though. Far Mercy is hard to deal with.
It sure is.
You know, and
it looks like there's very little that Scarlet's team could do right now to stop this win.
Yeah, Corey doing a really good job of picking off the weak opponents and at least getting those body and headshots to kind of weaken them down where the Winston can just dive in and clean it up. With a lot of time left, that is going to be really, really difficult to defend against, especially considering how that first round just went.
Whew. Man. There is some interesting stuff.
Yes, indeed. But we knew with both of these teams that it was going to be a fun match to watch.
Just some friendly banter there in the
in the chat.
Just some friendly banter. That's all that is, you know. You got to do that sometimes, especially with your friends. You gotta shit talk them. You can't just
treat them with love.
Can't just treat them with love. It's true.
You know, the moment that somebody stops giving you shit, that's the moment they stop caring. All right, so interesting choices for defense. I'm curious to see what their last player is going to pick as tank. Without a shield, they're going to be easy pickings for the Pharah again. But it looks like they got the Zen with the Zen and Echo with the Soldier. They might have a better chance of possibly getting the Mercy or the Pharah down out of the air.
Looks like Team Saga going around through the back, trying to get that high ground.
Yep. We also see Corey switching off of the Widow for the first time in this match to opt for what I'm assuming he's going for is the flashbang, get those close quarters, be able to get a pick, and that's all they're going to need. If they can get one, that'll be a great start. But again, there you go. You got the Echo doing a really good job of keeping pressure on the Pharah.
Yeah, they're able to push Saga back. Looks like they're scrambling to get their offensive.
Yep, and you have D.Va out of mech right now. She's still got 30% on her remech, so she's gonna need a while. Winston really not doing a whole lot of work here. Which is unfortunate. You really need to get that ult charge.
Yeah, both teams looks like they're just trying to find that opening, but it looks like Team Scarlet really has the defensive position they need.
Yeah, absolutely. They've definitely changed things up for last time. They've opted for more of a focus on the Pharah, which I personally think is very smart. They haven't given Matt a lot of chance to charge his ult, which he really needs to do. It seems to be that's been the game changer for them. But there we go. We see the teamwork again with the D.Va and Winston diving in together. One's able to shield, one's able to block damage, but just wasn't enough. The McCree getting separated out and focused by
That's a big res for Team Saga. Looks like they're able to get the advantage they need to take the point.
There we go. Yep. And once again, you got Matt just raining in death. Ooh, that is unfortunate.
An empty shatter gets no one.
But
and that's
all
Team
they needed
Saga
was a
taking
tick,
the point.
so at least he went all in. But that was a hard time to beat.
Yeah.
You know, given the fact that it's normally only 3 minutes and they've got 4, and they pushed him pretty hard there. Did a surprising amount of work without getting any ult charge. Here we have the Junkrat play.
Some sort of tire.
It's always a tire. Okay, he gets 2 of the back line, manages to drop down, look like clean up the rest right here.
You got to know Matt's happy to see that play of the game in his name. You got to know it. He's definitely jazzed about it for sure.
All right, and we got some good cards up here. Walid, yeah. I mean, I have to say that he's been a huge opponent with that Mercy pick. I'll be interested to see if he continues to play the support role, but Mercy is just one of those picks that, you know, no matter how the game ages, she will always be viable, at least from the amateur scene. You know, it's playing at a much different level here than what you typically see with the Overwatch League. I think our highest player right now is probably in mid to high platinum.
Yep. No, you're not. I mean, Scarlet did it. He's not supposed to have done it, but he did it anyway.
I don't think so. I think he just copied somebody. And that's why
maybe.
he switched over to the Orisa. Yeah.
But you guys still took map 1. You're not. No. Bye.
All right. So, be interesting to see what happens next. We have Horizon Lunar Colony coming up, which for me personally is one of my least favorite maps.
Everybody was complaining about this map. They were throwing such a hissy fit about it. And I mean, honestly, assault maps generally are unpopular. Horizon Lunar Colony is chief among them in unpopularness. But that doesn't stop the fact that we randomed maps and they're gonna play it. It's gonna be great.
Well, the hate is mutual on both sides, so nobody's getting an advantage here. I'll be curious to see what kind of swaps they do because, as we mentioned before, it does seem like the teams have already planned out ahead exactly who's going to be playing on what maps. I'm happy for Saga that they've managed to get a little bit of a lead here just because it is tough coming off of the morale of the Smash tournament. But, Scarlet has a really strong team and, the duo healers with Jared and Casey have been really hard to fight against. They always do a great job and they, obviously have such great chemistry and teamwork together.
Yeah, they really do. All right, well, looks like we're going to go into our map.
Oh, hold on.
Somebody left?
Looks like Tantu left. They might be making their switch. Give us just a moment. Bear with us. Oh, and he's back.
And he's rejoined. just confirming from all the players that we're ready to go into our next match. Hopefully. Maybe.
And I am just now noticing all their player icons are matching. Got to give it to Saga for the classy choice.
do you have to give it to Saga? Sometimes I don't know.
Well, true to their name, the Devils Team Scarlet has their signature Hanzo Devil face. So let's see what they pull out. I'm interested to see what kind of roles they choose. Yeah, it looks like they've subbed in Chris for Corey on Team Saga. Looks like they're switching off of a hit scan player since Chris is normally more of a Mei player.
Yeah, they're probably playing him for the Mei on the assault map. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yep. All right. So we got Team Saga coming out right now. Looks like Chris is opting for the Torbjorn play. It's very interesting, and they've got Joel playing on the Junkrat.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting Torbjorn on the first point.
I mean, Torbjorn's really great here. If you get his turret position right and he doesn't have a hard counter, he can do a lot of work here. I mean, having a free hand to just shoot without aiming is pretty invaluable. But it looks like they're going for the classic setup on the corner. Oh, and here we have the Echo pick again from Mewtwo, which could be really great. The ult charge that she gets when she copies is absolutely phenomenal in a tight space like this. Especially with somebody like Torbjorn or Junkrat to copy, then she has a good chance of doing some real damage.
I find it very amusing how much they both hate this map.
All right, so they've got him kind of boxed in there. They try to push forward, but yep. Ooh, Mercy gets low and gets picked, which
Solid
is going to be really dangerous.
Looks
Like they're doing a really great job of keeping them pushed out. Matt going out here to try to clean up on the outside.
Yep, I can't tell if Team Scarlet was trying to actually go for a pivot around the outside back for a flank, but either way, it definitely got stopped in its tracks for sure.
It looks like they got kind of separated out, and once you lose your Mercy on a fight like that, especially being that close to spawn, it's better to just wait and regroup. But they are kind of caught in that room, and that's a hard place to get out of. And there we go. We've already got a pick real quick with Scarlet going down to Adobe.
Yeah, Saga showing their great defense and definitely flexing their ability to swap in and out of heroes depending on what the map needs.
That room is a very dangerous place to be, though, with a Sigma playing against you, because he can just throw stuff in there and just let it bounce around. And they get 2 picks there. The Baptiste go down, but I don't think it matters much at this point. I'm pretty sure they've got an opportunity.
Yeah, just cleaning off the rest of Team Scarlet.
And that's going to be a big stagger there. But they definitely have to move back, get some heals. They got real close there. And Zarya did a good job of protecting herself and managed to get a pick. So she's still hanging out in the side room over there. Oh, and that's not good. We see a loss of the Reinhardt. The Zarya is still over by herself in critical health in the moon. And there we go. That's another stagger for him. All right, so we got ults almost across the board for Team Saga, and all they're working with on the other team is an upcoming Mercy and Zarya ult. All right, so there's the Tire going to go for that little baby room in the back.
It gets the pick.
You know, they're doing a really good job of keeping them boxed in. And again, the Sigma and Junkrat are just hard to compete when you're chilling in a room like that. They've really got to move quick around the corner and hope that they don't get trapped. Alright, oh, throws his trap a little bit too close to the ledge and manages to land it in the wrong spot.
Yeah, it looks like they're able to keep the high ground and put an immense amount of pressure on Team Scarlet. Not really able to make any progress.
Over for the Sim turret. I'm curious to see. Oh, and it goes nowhere.
Yeah, Team Scarlet being absolutely defeated, not able to mount a strong push at all.
This is rough, and they still have good ult economy on the other team. It looks like Moira is in the back line trying to do a little pull, but it looks like they're playing smart and they're only sending 1 or 2 people after him. And there we go. Ton's gonna get stuck in this little room over here, and have a hard time getting out against that Sigma. Oh, opts for the ult to pull himself out. That's an interesting choice. He manages to get one, and he moves in closer to point, but they still have that very defensive.
That Torbjorn ult can definitely save the point if it comes to it.
Yep.
Not sure if he's actually going to need to use it, but looks like...
There we go. It's coming out. That's it right there. And he blocks off the side they're coming from. Manages to get a pick, and he's going for Tantu right here. Wow. You know, that Tor pick seemed a little crazy, but it worked out really well for him. And with the supercharger on point, they're just going to clean up here. There's no way for the other team to even touch in the time that they've been given.
Yeah, an absolutely authoritative hold by Team Saga, not losing an inch.
Absolutely. Not one tick. With very limited objective time from the other team as well.
Yeah. You know, I don't know how to change camera views sometimes as a spectator. Spectating is really hard, guys. I am not a good observer.
I mean, you're doing a good job of with what you've been doing, and keeping focus on where the action is has been really good. And again,
it's really hard to talk at the same time.
We're not professionals.
Oh no, we are absolutely not professionals, ladies and gentlemen. We are amateur at best.
Yeah, which is really disappointing considering the amount of time that we've put into Overwatch over the years.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why neither of us are playing on either. Neither of us. We are both part of the Saga Discord server, but we're not playing on the team because we are very bad. We can talk about it a little bit.
Speak for yourself. That's fine. Ouch. If you want to lump me in. But
you piece of shit.
But no, I am notoriously middle ground for sure compared to some of these other players. But like I said, both teams are pretty well rounded. It just seems like the strategy that Saga's working out has just been really outstanding. They're working really well together. The tanks are diving in at the same time. They're doing a good job of shielding whoever that they have. It's really quite impressive. But we have excuse me, Scarlet Mewtwo on Symmetra here, which is a really hard one to do because it's such a tight space to get in. And if he anticipates what side they're coming from, a car wash can really just completely decimate them. But the Winston counter is strong, so we'll have to see.
As you can clearly see, Matt Pugh's got that golden gun on Winston. He's very open. There it is, taking out those Symmetra ports.
Yeah, it's unfortunate he lumped them up so close together. That's going to be a hard thing to work against.
Ooh, and he's immediately diving in aggressively on the enemy team.
See, but I mean, they only need the one tick, so they've got time to play around, get their ult charge. Chris moving back to what he does best with May, and he's doing a good job of keeping that Reinhardt panicked. If he can get a wall behind him, yep.
Oh, there it is.
That's it. That's it right there.
That could be the play they need.
That's all that they needed. And they're going to be able to clean it up.
And they really only need one tick. They've got the strong advantage going into this fight.
Oh, Mercy's taking a lot of damage. Up there he goes. And that's it. They're gonna definitely just sweep it.
Wow.
Man. Given the struggle that Saga had with Smash Brothers, they are doing a great job.
They most certainly are.
Chris coming in real clutch. That was a good switch over. I mean, his Torbjorn and his Mei really carried that map. And there we go. It's going to be this wall. This wall was what they needed to set them up, to get them started, to get the ball rolling. Oh, it's not even that play. That's
it's just.
I mean, look at that pick
just
work.
Chris
though.
clicking heads. That's all it is.
He manages to get everybody low, picks off the Moira, and gets that.
Yeah, phenomenal play there from Team Scarlet.
Absolutely. Sure. Got to give it up to Tantu though for the 4 medals. Moira is a strong contender, and he did a really good job. Unfortunately, he just wasn't able to connect very well with the other people on his team.
Yeah, and it's kind of a shame because it looked like Team Scarlet definitely they seemed to put up more of a fight in map 1.
Yes, absolutely. But I think the problem was their strategy. They got boxed into that room, and when you have Torbjorn covering all the exits automatically with his turret, you've got double shield action, and then you have Junkrat and Sigma just lobbing shit into the room. I mean, there's really not much you can do against that. It doesn't matter how many heals or shields you have or how much your Moira orb bounces around. It's just not going to do enough damage. I'm sorry, it's just not going to do enough heals.
Yeah, and it looks like our next map could be the last one of the day. It's Oasis Control Point, and definitely I think one of the stronger maps that Team Saga has practiced quite a bit on from what I understand of their training regimen. Team Scarlet really needs a win here in order to maybe take it to map 4, map 5, but
this gives them a good chance, though. Best out of 3 with this definitely gives them a little bit more of an advantage than the definitiveness of having to push a cart or anything like that. So we could possibly see some nice moves being made from Team Scarlet, but they're gonna have to do something.
Yeah. Because that was a stellar display on Horizon Lunar Colony. That was
Absolutely.
not even close, not even a little bit.
No, and that initial defense to be able to only have to get 1 tick really just sets you up for the ability to play smart, which they did. They waited for the pick before they pushed in, and that's all they needed. They had plenty of time to not get a whole lot of distance.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell they were working together. Team Saga as a really solid team. I mean, you even called it right there. Exactly, May doing exactly what she needed to do, blocking off that Ryan, getting the pick on the tanks, dropping down from the high ground. Just perfect execution.
If only I could play as well as I understand the game.
If only I could understand the game at all. That would be nice. That would be cool.
Yeah, but it's been really good, and I'm excited to see what this next match is going to be like. It doesn't look like they're doing any substitutions just yet.
Nope, looks like they're going to stick with Chris, keep him subbed in.
A little fun talk going on in the chat. Scarlet suggesting that the opposing team go ahead and take a couple shots to get on the same level.
Is it hot in here, Travis?
We are it's very intimate
very
right
warm,
at the moment.
yeah.
It's very hot. We are right up next to your computer.
We sure are. I don't know if you know this chat, but we are due to restrictions of living in a small part. We're roommates, by the way. We have to. We're doing this out of my bedroom. It's really fun, but
absolutely.
But ideally, we would have a bigger venue for this if we could play in person. But sometimes you got to work with what you got.
Man, the setup we had for that last tournament, though, that we held at your work was just something else. With that backdrop of the city skyline,
it was quite nice.
The open spaces, the central air conditioning, which I guess we probably should check the thermostat. Maybe that's why it's so hot.
I think I said it's a 68. I was just like, let's just freeze ourselves to death because we're in this hot room with a lot of lights. Boy. There are more lights on in here than you would think.
Very much so.
Yeah,
you have to be able to get the soft lighting though, because for those of you that know me in person, I am very pasty, and unfortunately, the direct sunlight does wonders for Jamie, but for me, it just I turn into a sheet of paper essentially.
Oh man, that's so funny.
But yeah,
it's a shame. I really like Gibraltar. I really hope they go to a map 4.
I honestly hope they go to a map 5. First of all, it's always fun to watch,
True.
teams that are close in skill, at least theoretically.
Big oof.
I mean, it's just been the execution. I mean, obviously their teams are very evenly stacked. If there was any way to draft, and pick evenly, this is about as close as you're going to get. You've got some really strong players, and you have some players that are definitely more on the casual gamer side. Some of these guys have put in thousands of hours to this game, and it's hard to compete with that amount of time.
True.
There's just, no matter how good you might be, they just are going to understand the game a lot more effectively. But I personally, Lijang is one of my favorite maps, and I would love to see another King of the Hill map be chosen.
Yeah, and we had such a stellar display with the first match of the day over Smash Brothers, getting all the way down to the bottom of the both rosters. Yep. It would be great to see that again today, as exhausting as that would be.
That would be a very long day, but at the same time, that's what we signed up for, and the whole point of this is to try to have as much fun and also make sure to give both teams an opportunity to shine. Yeah. And we got to see that in Smash, and we were worried about that, and we might be in the same situation. For all we know, there could be a reverse sweep coming. If there's anything that we've learned from watching years of the Overwatch League, when you have evenly matched teams against each other, anything is possible.
Yeah, and it's been really fun, in particular for me, watching a lot of my friends actually play sniper heroes. I feel like they never play snipers when they play with me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the pressure or the lack of confidence. I know that for sure. Team Saga has been practicing a lot with their sniper picks. They've been running through their team comps, trying to find what's most effective with their group.
Well, Corey was really great for that first map as a hit scan. He's just such a force to be reckoned with. And he wasn't getting a whole lot of direct picks, but the constant damage that causes the healers and the DPS to have to pull back is so important, and he did a really good job of doing that. But again, the May pick for Chris and Torbjorn pick for him at the defensive side was really just absolutely amazing. So it looks like we're finally getting everybody back in here, so we'll start this up pretty quick.
We're just waiting on one more player from Team Scarlet. So you guys got to hear us talk more.
Sorry about that.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, but it's definitely more fun to be able to have it drag out. As much as I would like to have Saga have a straight redemption from their struggles with Smash Brothers earlier, I really hope that this doesn't put Team Scarlet at a disadvantage going into next week's Invitational. Because if they lose this, then they will be the only team not going in with a point.
That's true.
Same thing for Saga, though. It'd be really disappointing for a home team. But, we live in Houston, and we have the Outlaws for our Overwatch League, so we're used to disappointment when it comes to home field advantage. Love the team, but, there have been some struggles.
We're putting on some time. Let's annoy them. Ready? Question mark?
Yes, H-Town represents.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to my fiance, Walid Rahman, who has agreed to play in the tournament and win for my love, because he just, he'd do anything to satisfy me and to bring me joy, because he loves me so much.
That kind of hurts to hear, as the roommate and future wife myself, I expected to be the one and only. It's not surprising that you would diversify. Is that the word, like to
getting dark?
No, what? I meant in the sense that to have multiple partners to check multiple boxes off. And I wish I could do everything for you, but unfortunately I just can't. And Walid is going to be such a great addition to the family, or I suppose I'll be a great addition to the family. I don't know. For those of you that don't know us, I feel really bad that you're having to sit through this.
Yeah.
For those of you that do, I still feel really bad that you have to sit through this.
Well, so the thing is, we're all going a little crazy here in these quarantine times, and as we wait for players to get ready for the next match and take an infuriating long time to go to the bathroom, ? But the whole point of this tournament really is just to have fun, have a good time. We actually kind of just did it on a whim to see if we could give ourselves something to do. Our server does a lot of really interesting, fun things like that. We're actually are apparently hosting a live stream drunk Dark Souls stream
Oh.
later tonight at 7 o'clock at Twitch TV dot slash I honestly don't know. Twitch TV slash Pack Epiphany. I think so. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, either way, we got all of our players now, so we can finally stop talking and get back into the game. Woo! That's great. I'm so happy that that's there.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. Oh man, talking exhausted.
At least talking out our asses. At least Overwatch gives us something to focus the attention on. Oh boy.
Oh boy. You know, I really regret not eating before we started this.
I do too. I'm starving.
Me too.
So maybe it would be good if they wrapped it up here at Oasis, so we can get something to eat.
No. We've got to see it through.
Absolutely.
They've still got maybe another potential hour of gameplay, depending on whether or not they can actually stretch it out to map 5. Although that's looking like less and less of a possibility with every round. So we've got an interesting lineup here from Team Scarlet. Looks like we've got a Zarya play along with a Reaper. It's a really strong combo on this map. Putting that personal bubble on the Reaper, doing a Death Blossom straight on the point. That's a solid way to win.
Absolutely, especially with the Mei. You know, a strong Mei and Reaper is a really hard thing to fight against. And we have looks like direct heals from Mercy, and then we have the pocket heals from Skipper over at Lucio.
And it looks like Scarlet switched over to a tank on this map. Going to play an
Already
aggressive
gets some
playstyle on the
good
Zarya.
damage out there on the. But Chris picking the Mei as well gets a little bit of pick damage off the side, but they're doing a really good job of putting pressure on the tanks over on the other team. All right, they've managed to wall off Mercy from her team, so the heals are going to stop a little bit, but looks like Farah on Team Saga doing a good job of getting a pick. There we go.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like there's anyone on Team Scarlet that can really deal with that Farah. She's kind of been able to get behind the back point, attack their healers, really just harass and get away scot-free, especially with that Mercy. It just seems like it's going to be a really hard thing for Team Scarlet to be able to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, though, that the healing from Skipper and Kit Kat has been absolutely incredible, especially given the amount of damage that got put out on them right out of the gate.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to get pushed back. That's Team Scarlet going to have to regroup a little bit before they can go into this next push.
But we have ult economy coming up for a few characters on Team Scarlet. We got the Tulpastine coming out right there, but nobody to clean up on it, unfortunately.
Yep, unfortunately, that ultimate kind of just gets wasted without a team to follow up.
But they got him boxed in there. It's possible they can kind of clean it up, but here we go again with Walid just keeping everybody on his team alive. I mean, look at that kill from Far. Every single part of the team was incorporated
and they just
into
completely
it.
staggered out the enemy team. That's going to be a devastating amount of time they need to regroup. And really key percentage here for Team Saga.
Yeah.
Already at 40%.
Yep, and it looks like they haven't even been able to get the ult charge yet on the Mei from Team Scarlet, although it is coming up. The Reaper also has his 2. Interested to see what they're going to wind up doing, but it seems like Chris on Mei is just really outplaying Tontu.
Ooh, yeah, the entire team getting walled off there.
Yeah, that's rough. And here we go. They dropped the ults, but Chris has his Mei to respond, and
that's
he
a big
gets
ult.
almost everybody in the team caught in it, and that is just a cleanup again.
Yeah, it's a rather definitive win.
Oh. Yep, there we go.
Going
There's
down, but
the
ultimately
cleanup.
not really mattering with Jeff there to finish off the rest of the team. That's Team Scarlet getting pushed back again. And what looks like a definitive round 1 here on Oasis for Team Saga.
Yep. Yeah, it just seems that Farah has been just so hard to counter against from either team on either map. I mean, whether it's Jeff or Matt playing him, it just seems like they've been doing a really good job of really keeping the Farah alive and letting her just pick damage. I mean, there's both healers down right there.
Oh. Scarlet looks like he's going to go in without his team to try to get the point. And unfortunately, it looked like it was really only kind of... it was really only Tontu who could do anything about Jeff's Farah play. He was the only hit scan on the team. And unfortunately, I don't think that Tontu is a match for Jeff.
It's not enough of a hit scan. The problem is that, you know, the travel time for Mei's Icicles are a little bit slower than something like a Widow or a McCree or Soldier would be.
Yeah, and especially with that Pocket Mercy, Jeff's Farah looks to be unstoppable in this stage.
Yep. But you know,
It'll be interesting to see if they can recover. If they can actually get a response to that pick.
I mean, this is it though. This is match point.
This is match point, yeah.
If Saga steals this, then they're going home with the victory for Overwatch. Team Scarlet's going to have to rethink drinking before they play an Overwatch tournament. But I get it. It's quarantine life. It is Saturday, and there's the early pick.
Early pick.
Wow.
And it looks like
Mercy.
Jeff's,
Yep, Mercy's not going to be able to get the res on that. And yep, Jeff's just going to keep throwing out damage into their grouping. And
this could be a good trade, though.
once
It really
again, they
depends.
don't have anybody to really counter Jeff.
Yeah, he's kind of sitting there in the ground, not really being attacked by anything.
Yeah, it's strange how little they're focusing on him. And there goes the other healer for the for Team Scarlet. It looks like the initial capture is definitely going to be going to Team Saga.
Yeah, that's absolutely devastating for Team
Wow.
Scarlet right now. That is absolutely not what they need. They
Yeah,
need to get some sort of... and that pick. That could be big.
that's a good pick, but it's not enough to help
Yeah.
them secure the point. It does stagger them a little bit, but the rest of the
Oh,
team's
look at
been
that.
doing
You gotta
such a
love
good
it.
character.
JT coming back to give his Mercy a taxi. That's the kind of play you
Yeah.
really see from a coordinated team like Saga.
Absolutely. The walls from Chris today have just been absolutely outrageous, though. He's doing such a good job of either like sealing off one person from the team or keeping the whole team boxed out.
It looks like...
but
looks like
we
the
get a
Reaper was
couple
able to get
picks from
some
the
big
Reaper.
plays.
Oh, Mako
And
went in with
Mayo.
the ult.
That could be enough to stall them out. Looks like Saga's not quite ready to let go of the point yet.
That Reaper has been doing some work, though, and it looks like he will probably be able to pick off the Winston here.
JT on Winston, trying really hard to contest.
He did
Jumping
a good
back on
job.
point. Looks like he was able to buy his team enough time to get back
Oh.
on point, but will that be enough?
We have
Jeff's
the
got his
barrage ready.
ultimate.
Let's see
Yeah.
if they're going to wait for it, wait for the rest of their team, or if he's going to try to get a good shot and just take it.
Nope, unfortunately he was taken out.
Yeah, and they have no res to work with right at the moment.
Looks like Team Scarlet's able to put up some defense and actually potentially maybe even come away with a round.
Absolutely, they've got some ults on their side coming up, especially
Yeah.
defensive.
That whole hog could
support
push them
ults.
right back out.
Absolutely, and they have the Lucio's beat and Kit Kat to drop her Mercy ult.
There we go. And the kill feed finally turning back in Team Scarlet's favor.
Absolutely.
Looking like they're finally able to get a really good defense mounted on to the point.
They've done a good job without having a hit scan of really keeping that far at bay once they captured the point. It looks like Orisa and Scarlet on Hog have been really great at pulling her down and keeping her at bay.
Looks like Jeff was trying to go for an interesting flank to get his ultimate off, but they definitely saw
Oh,
him, so
boy.
that wasn't enough to get through.
They managed to get out of the ult. It looks like May managed to wall up right in front of the Ana and cause a
Ooh.
block. That is the game changer right there.
but taken out by Franny.
We're still with the res. We're still looking at a 5v2 here situation. The Arisa's going to do as much as he can to kind of back up and possibly hold it, but I just don't see it being the case. I
Yep.
think they're
Well, Saga flips it back. They got a bit more percentage to go. At least one solid team fight before they can catch back up to the percentage that Scarlet was able to get.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
a crucial advantage for them, though.
They definitely have ult economy on Team Scarlet, though. Tontu is the only one that isn't close to his ult, but they have basically everything else. And if they could throw a supercharger and possibly get a Reaper ult in there, then they can do a lot of damage.
Tontu trying to get that pick. Fighting against Chris's May. Oh, and the sleep.
With the sleep. Corey is doing a really fantastic job on Ana. As such a good hit scan player, it's really awesome to see him playing a support hit scan.
Oh, JT coming in around the back, working with May to block them off and break them up and hopefully get a pick. But
Yeah. Winston
will it
coming
be
in
enough?
with his
Nope.
ult.
JT. Ooh.
Ooh, the two tanks doing work here with their ults, keeping them
Nope,
off the
that's
point.
the wrong hero. Looks like Saga recapturing the point.
Oh boy, yeah. Again,
Actually,
Scarlet
nope, they've
doing
already
such
have
a
it. Just
Scarlet
kidding.
doing such a good job of keeping that far at bay. Wow, the hooks on this is just
Scarlet still has his
absolutely
ultimate here, though.
He doesn't need it. He's saving. He's playing smart. They just got to get the May off the point. Try to keep it. Yep,
Wow, that's a crucial take back right at the last second.
absolutely. But Saga's in a really good position. If they take it and manage to push them off for even just a little bit, they should be able to clean this up in overtime pretty quickly.
Team Scarlet cannot afford to lose this point again, though. They need to hold it with the ults they have. And
Absolutely.
they've got two defensive ultimates and one offensive ultimate with Franny's bongos. I don't know. I forget what they're actually called.
Supercharger.
All
Right, there it is. The supercharger came out.
Ooh, the big pick on Jeff.
Wow.
Oh, but it looks like Walid's trying to res it. Nope,
Oh,
gets stopped
he
by
solo ults him.
Gets stopped by the whole
love it.
hog.
I absolutely love it.
This could be the stall they need to take the point.
This is it.
Yup.
And good for them. This gives them a chance to possibly come back. It would have been very disappointing to see them swept so quickly.
Yeah, that would have been disappointing indeed. Looks like we're going to round 3 on Oasis. That was actually a really good round.
Absolutely.
There was a lot of really good play there, and I gotta say, Scarlet killing Jeff there at the end and killing Walid getting the res, that was big. I think that if he hadn't have dealt with those two problems, they definitely would have had the ability to take him on.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Scarlet is sticking with the same team, same comp, same loadout. Looks like, for the most part, Saga is as well. We see Streets moving over to a Zarya and, JT moving over to a, Jeff moving over, JT moving over to a Reinhardt. Sorry.
No, it's really hard to talk. I feel you a lot, immensely.
All right, so early touch on the point for Scarlet, that Lucio giving him a huge advantage. But a good wall again from Chris. He manages to force the phase out of the Reaper.
Wow.
Wow, he's right.
There's a lot of damage coming from Team Saga. It looks like they're going to be able to clean up and not
Absolutely.
even lose a single member. That's big.
That's essentially a team wipe right there.
All right. Well,
Wow.
good start for Team Saga.
Yeah, but
Team
we saw this
Scarlet
the
on a
last
little bit
time.
of a rocky road. That's true.
Scarlet just needs to get its footing. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to make some swaps. Oh nope, they opted to stick the same thing. Okay, I think they're gonna need to do some swaps here to take care of the tank switches on the other team. They did a good job with the Reaper to counter the Hagen and Winston.
But as you can see, Jeff's getting kind of free reign right here, and there really isn't a hit scan on the other team that can stop him right now. This is kind of the same thing that happened on map 1. I mean, Scarlet's trying to get the hook, but if he misses the hook, that cooldown, that's really the only response his team has.
Yep, absolutely, and that's putting a lot of pressure on one person to solely deal with this this really powerful combination.
Yeah, and it looks like Jeff was able to charge his barrage already.
Looks like they made a switch from the Lucio over to Baptiste. Hopefully that'll help with the hit scan and give them an opportunity. But looks like Jeff is going for the
and even just taking a look at the ult economy,
flank.
Saga definitely has the advantage right here in ults.
Absolutely, and here he's going to come with that barrage just right in behind. Yep. And it's beautiful, beautiful timing.
It is beautiful.
He managed to get the immortality field, forces out the res, and he is in such a good position because, again, he can stay up so high on this map that he wasn't able to do on the other one and just avoid that hook altogether.
Yep. It's a big play.
Tansu's got his ult coming up. It looks like they've opted to switch off of the Baptiste and move over to the Moira. That helps to zone him out a little bit, but unfortunately...
looks like he was finally taken care of by Scarlet. That's
Yep.
exactly the play you need to see.
Absolutely.
We're going to try this real quick. We're just going to try it real quick. See if this works. You look at Jeff's ultimate back here. This was perfect execution. Getting great work on whatever, you know? I'm so fucking bad at talking. This is the best. Woo!
But you are right. It was an
Yeah.
absolutely amazing ultimate. It's a shame that he wasn't able to get more with it. It looked like it was a great positioning, but the Mercy managed to eke out of the way and get that res. So the only kill he got immediately got canceled back out. But here we see once again what happens when you get boxed into a corner with this. And Jeff has got his ult again. He goes down, but they have plenty of time to come back.
That's right. They've got 3 ults versus 2 ults. Nope, 1 ult from the last remaining team members of Scarlet that are actually alive.
Yep. And now they have a nice little combo available with the
that
Zarya.
road hog. That whole hog pushing everyone back.
But the Zarya and Pharah combo coming out of Saga could be the game winner if he can get a nice ult off. But Tansu got a good couple picks there.
Is he able to get the finish the kill? Is he going to chase? Nope, can't chase. The rest of the team's there. He's got to retreat.
Right,
yeah.
But again, the swap over to Moira was a good choice. Unfortunately, Mercy is just not able to do enough group healing, so to be able to compensate for that direct healing and damage boost, the Moira was such a great choice.
And you can see here that Team Scarlet actually has the ult advantage here. And they've got the defensive position. If they win this next team fight,
All right,
looks
she goes
like
for it, and then, but he gets yanked
Reaper
out.
going from behind, trying to get the big Death Blossom. And that's it.
That is unfortunate. The hook from Scarlet was able to pull the Pharah out of her ult.
And that was the team fight that Team Scarlet needed.
Yep,
It's going to be very hard for Team Saga to come back without any ults and try to disrupt its defensive position on the point.
That Pharah is going to try to come up over the top. Yep, there we see it.
Barely able to eke out overtime with the Pharah Mercy. Getting picked by Scarlet.
Man.
That's brutal.
Yep. Well, that's all there is to it, I think.
Yep, being walled off from the point.
They might be able to get a touch,
like they're
but
just
it's
barely able to
a
contest.
6v2. There's
Yep.
Yeah, even with that very nice ante, it still was not enough. And Chris is going to try to hold out here for a second, but he's surrounded on all sides
Scarlet really
by
needs
the
this
enemy
win.
team.
And it looks like he takes it.
Wow, nicely done. Very nicely done. That was a close call, given the nature of the first capture point on this. It was very unlikely, I thought, that they were going to be able to do it. And yep, here we're going to have this quadruple kill, probably on the first map. Yep, right here in the back line. He's done such a good job of getting behind the shields and just raining down damage on the team. And again, nobody's done anything to answer for the Pharah.
But despite the absolutely phenomenal Pharah plays we can see in the scorecards at the end, that still wasn't enough to actually win them the map.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
But it seems like Scarlet's switch over to the Roadhog was a good way to shut it down. The hooks that he's been landing have just been absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And it looks like we actually are going to go into a map 4, which
Awesome.
I'm pretty excited about. I really want to see some play on Gibraltar.
Of course. This is one of those maps that I feel like I never ever get a chance to play it.
You know, we only have 5 viewers. It's amazing.
That seems about right.
That does seem about right.
That honestly feels like it's more for you and I than it is for anybody else.
I mean, it honestly kind of is.
Oh boy, that's all right.
Looks like the teams are calling for a break.
Yeah. Looks like they're gonna sub somebody out.
Oh, man. You know what? We can actually talk about it now. Let's go back and take a look at that replay, because it's the only replay we've got. It's a great one.
It is a really good one. But again, you watch that Mercy manages to get out of the way somehow at the end, which is remarkable, because I would have thought you see where she dives in, I thought she would have caught the edge of it, but it looks like it's just right at the end, which is great timing from Casey. And that res really did help to take the pressure off of losing the Reaper there.
You're right.
Play the same clip over and over again.
Yep. There we go. Yeah. Sometimes stuff doesn't work on stream, and you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna take some more to
So I'm looking at the.
Oh, thanks, Jesse.
Yeah. But yeah, this is good. I'm really glad that Team Scarlet's going to get a chance here to possibly make a comeback. You know, that's one of the things that you always hope for when you're watching Overwatch games is that reverse sweep.
Yeah.
Especially considering, I mean, if Scarlet wins this, it would have truly been a reverse sweep, because they were at match point on Oasis, won the last 2. And honestly, I'm kind of rooting for him, but at the same time, it would be absolutely heartbreaking for Saga to come out with no points on their first round out.
We've definitely endured worse losses before. As a group of players who play competitive and get occasionally very salty about losing, we're no strangers to disappointment.
No,
not at all. Not even
there's a good reason why I do not play Overwatch very frequently. So,
all right. Well, it looks like all of our teammates are in and ready to play, so we're gonna go ahead and kick off map 4. Watch point Gibraltar. One step closer to getting food. So close.
Happy to see him play.
Happy to see him play, but even happier to theoretically one day maybe be able to eat.
Oh, we really live struggling lives.
We do live struggling lives.
It's rough.
It is
rough
rough
out there. I'm so sorry. For our 5 viewers, I'm so sorry. I think that's how the Overwatch League ever feels.
I don't know. They got to talk for so long. I don't know how the professionals do it.
I feel like they probably have more information to work with. I also feel like
They don't have to control the camera. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it. I also feel like I feel like if you're going to be a commentator, just general banter has to be something that you are familiar with.
Yeah, and I really don't like you at all, so it's really difficult to talk to you for an extended amount of time.
You can imagine how contentious living together is.
Oh yeah, it's the
So,
worst.
thank
And,
God
and
we
there's a
have-
cat in the mix.
It's a goddamn nightmare.
Oh boy. Well, it looks like the teams are throwing out some friendly goads to one another. It's funny. We all kind of are part of the same home server, but the joke has been made several times before that Team Scarlet is kind of like Team Saga 2 with the amount of players on its roster that are actually regularly part of Saga's games. So it's interesting to see this exhibition match get kind of heated, where the players actually have quite a bit on the line, and you can definitely tell that right now Team Scarlet does not want to lose. They want to take it to map 5, and I imagine completely demolish Walid's team if possible.
Yep. And here we have Corey back on the Widow, already getting some really nice body shots, but it's Fanny Pack on the Orisa that manages to get their first pick.
Yeah, Franny's tank play has been stellar all day long.
Oh, there's
Ooh.
an R in there.
Getting the picks that they need to get. They are not really being stopped at all. This payload has no breaks.
Not at all. Reaper is really doing a great job with these kind of maps, though, where the other team has to come to you
Looks
to
like
stop.
Streets is waiting to drop right on top of the team.
And he'll be able to get some damage here. Hopefully be able to pick up the back line. But he does not. He managed to get somebody trapped, but it's not enough to be able to actually win them the game.
Yeah.
Or win them the push. But they are doing a good job of holding it. If they can pick off Skipper here, there we go. It looks like they have a chance to keep them pushed back. The switch.
Ooh, killing Casey mid-res. That was a risky place for a res.
Yep. All right, the Sigma is doing a really good job of blocking off the Winston whenever his shield goes down or he gets weak. But Jeff is doing a really good job. I'm sorry, JT is doing such a good job of diving in as the... No, it is Jeff. God damn it. Jeff is Winston. Man, it is a lot to keep up with. I'm really amazed that these people
Well, it was
can do
JT earlier, so I totally
It just
understand.
keeps going back and forth.
Looks like they're fighting not on the objective, which is, the best way to fight.
They've got a couple ults out for Team Saga. It looks like Team Scarlet, though, has got the potent combo of Moira and Mei, but Matt keeps getting on the back line as the Junkrat and just doing a lot of damage. They really don't have anything to counter him.
And the important
in
thing is
terms
that
of
they didn't really
distance.
use that many ults. They still have 3 of their ults for the next team fight. They played that pretty conservatively, just using their skills to get, headshots, clicking heads, and that's a big deal. That puts them in advantage for the ult economy for the next fight. And honestly, after the first initial push that Team Scarlet was able to make, it doesn't really seem like they're able to get much headway. They've been kind of getting stopped in the definitive team fights, not just the individual picks while trading back and forth, but the actual team fights. It seems like Saga's coming out ahead.
Oof. That's unfortunate. Once again, right in the middle of the res.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing that they did with Horizon Lunar Colony. Scarlet's team is. They're getting into these tight spaces, and they're just allowing the Sigma and Junkrat to just absolutely decimate them. And there's the res again from Walid, again doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, that res
as
is
Mercy.
a huge ability where the walkback is quite some distance, and they need to stay on the front lines as long as possible.
Well, the damage buff he's been able to throw out for Streets Ahead and for Addicts as the DPS has just been absolutely crucial.
Ooh, using a tire to only get 1 pick, but that's still enough to really turn the team fight in their favor.
The nice thing is that was a healer, and it's going to be, it's going to be a nice pick ultimately. But it looks like Tantu's got the Moira frozen.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that could be big.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it is, though. Didn't look like it got any kills with that one. Oh, no,
the Reaper has been doing a good job, but let's see if he manages to pull off the res here.
Oh, wow, they managed to kill Walid in the middle of a res. That's good.
Yeah, that was a risky one. He was a little close to the edge, and that Reaper, all he has to do is poke out and get a little pick. And it looks like Corey's going to go down here.
With very little time on the clock, it looks like Team Scarlet is doing everything they can to try to get this next checkpoint.
But Mei does have her ult, which she doesn't even need to use. That's
Yep, they got the
absolutely
checkpoint.
fantastic.
That's exactly what you need to see.
Yep. It is unfortunate for Team Scarlet, though, that Saga has managed to get most of their players
Ooh,
spawned
big
at the
pick
close
taking
spawn.
out JT there.
Yep. They're keeping 3 on the cart, which is good. They need to make sure to move as quickly as possible while they have this
Yeah,
advantage.
they're staying very, very aggressive, trying to get as much distance as they can out of this payload. They do not have a whole lot of time.
The thing that I find is strange, though, is that Streets Ahead as Junkrat has chosen to move back and just throw out damage as opposed to trying to get in the backline, which seemed to be working really well from them at the beginning.
Yeah, but on the walk back, with them putting so much pressure, all you can really do is group back up as a team and try to hold them.
That is
and
fair.
it looks like they were definitely able to get that hold.
Absolutely.
Corey in the back, the high ground was Widow, definitely getting the picks they need. Looks
You
like
got
they
a
were able to stop him in their tracks.
Yeah, you got a couple support ults on Team Scarlet ready. A couple ults ready on Saga as well. He's got that tire, which he's been good about at least getting one person with it. And ultimately, with his tire, that's all you really need.
But yeah, it looks like really the only thing that Scarlet has, or Team Scarlet has, as a good offense is Moira's the Kamehameha, whatever the fuck it's called. And they've got to get a lot of value out of it if they were going to want to get the push.
Yeah, they've got the double support ult, though. Walid is already up to 30%, and it seems like he just dropped it. Oof. They do a good job of walling that off, and then throwing the Moira in the air really takes away from her ult, but they don't get anything with the Sigma ults. And Corey gets the pick. That's big damage from him. He's doing such a great job of
and he's in a great
landing
defensive
those
position.
shots.
It doesn't seem like Team Scarlet's really able to put a tank that can jump on him and disrupt him.
Yeah, this map is such a playground for Widow. She has so many different spots she can move to. The height to try to be able to jump on top of the plane is just very difficult, even for somebody like a Winston to clear. All right, we
Both teams looking for the advantage.
Yep.
Looks like one of them found it.
We have Tontu coming up on his ult, which will be very crucial for them to be able to try to get this. But if he gets tired, yep, that looks like it's going to be about it for.
Yep, Corey getting hunted
Team
down in the
Scarlet.
back. That seems like that's really all that
They're
Team
gonna
Scarlet
have to-
needs.
You're going to have to touch the point. Yep.
And in the nick of time, with very little room, they managed to get the checkpoint at the last second. They're fighting hard tooth and nail. They definitely don't want to be eliminated here in map 4.
Wow, that was very crucial that that JT did not get picked off. He got boxed in there for a bit and got very close. But Scarlet looks like he might go down here in this fight, but ooh, almost manages to get out, but gets picked off by Corey's McCree.
Yeah, Corey's McCree is definitely one of the stronger heroes he can play, and it's I gotta say, with him taking a short break from Overwatch, it's really nice to see him on the hero again.
Well, it's really smart that he's changed over. You know, you have all that room to move around as Widow and the other point, but there aren't as many good sight lines and abilities to like get away. And with them getting so close, he needs to really make sure to be able to stun and hopefully keep the Reaper from getting his ult. Yeah, it looks like you've got the Reaper and the Mei coming up on the Team Scarlet with their ultimates.
Yeah, looking like they're getting the picks they need to push the cart forward. Especially
And
with
once
this
again-
with this freeze, that could be a big play.
Yep, there it is. And Mei's going to get the back line here. She doesn't get as... Oh, she gets more than I thought, but not able to heal through that as Moira with Joel.
Yeah, Team Saga in a dangerous position now.
The tire's going to be
Ooh.
crucial, though, and I don't think it's enough. I think that Mei's walling them off right there has been enough to stagger them out. They got to touch it, and I just don't think that they have it.
No, I don't think they've got it either.
But I will give it to Saga. They did a great job of running down the time. This could be a similar situation to what we saw on Numbani, where they just roll through and complete it with such amount of time left that all they need to do is get that one tick. I'm sorry, that one checkpoint. So we'll have to see.
Yeah. This could be a close one. I'm thinking about spaghetti and you know it. Oh, man.
Yeah, well, these have been good matches for sure. I'm excited that Scarlet's team got a chance to bring it back. Walid with Saga's been doing a good job of keeping the pressure, but ultimately it's anybody's match. Saga's still sitting on the advantage for now, and like I said, I would love to see it go to a match 5 as much as my stomach would hate me. But you know, that only makes the eating so much better.
That's true. That's how eating works.
That's how eating works. Truer words have never been spoken, folks.
Oh man.
I have to say, though, I don't envy you guys that have to sit in a chair all day. This is exceedingly uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, you're not used to sitting in chairs, huh?
No, I should be up and moving around. So I suppose I could pace as a commentator, but I feel like that would be distracting.
Nope, don't do that.
All right, well, it looks like they're getting set up. I'm really excited that it looks like Saga is pulling out the Genji and Zenyatta combo. We don't really see Matt play Genji all that often anymore. It seems like he usually opts for a stronger character, but he has a real potential here to kind of pick away and get that Dragon Blade and clear out the back line.
Is that an New York Excelsior skin he's using?
It looks like it is.
Doesn't surprise me. Ooh, chasing down the Reaper, but wisely deciding to get out, especially as a maid drops right on top of his
That's
head.
one of the things that Genji can do really well, is to keep pressure on the Reaper, because the Reaper knows if he takes a couple hits with the shurikens and then gets dashed, he's going to go down.
Ooh, JT getting big picks, though.
Yep. The D.Va is a really fun pick to see as well. They were doing so great with their D.Va and Winston combo in the first couple games, so I'm excited that they're pulling that back out again. And it's pretty even, all things considered, but I will say the Zenyatta orbs are really coming in handy for Team Saga, as they really quickly move through this this first point.
Yeah, it seems like JT's sacrifice there, going really aggressive and getting DMAC'd, was exactly what the team needed to get space and go in and win the team fight, and that's exactly what a good team tank should be doing.
Yep. And you can see Matt up top poking damage. Got Winston being able to chew through that shield, but Scarlet's moved back over to the offensive side. And he's got his ult ready.
Yep, the Dragon Blade, but I'm
I
not
have
sure
a
that
feeling
he needs
he's
to
not
use
going
it
to
here.
use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
He'd
so.
probably opt to save it. That May stagger is going to be really punishing
Yep.
for the team, because he's now got a very long walk back, and
And that's a
There we
much
go.
cleaner point A from Team Saga.
oh, absolutely. A lot of time on their plate that they just have time to bait it out. Both teams are evenly stacked, though, on ultimates. Walid had to use his there as Mercy. And once we get Rick Sanchez get his Reaper ult, it'll be a 6v5 situation. They managed to get Kit Kat as a healer. They pick off a tank, and then we get the Mei ult. But I don't think it's enough, especially with the Zen able to just kind of heal through his team. Yep, they're going to go down really easily here, and it looks like Depew still hasn't even had to use his
Yep.
ult. He's still sitting on it.
Yeah, holding on to that Dragon Blade until absolutely necessary.
That's going to be so huge. Oh, and you hate to see it. Scarlet went for the ult and wound up going straight down.
Trying
Mercy
their
gets
best
the
to really
res
hold on.
here.
Oh, that's a big shatter.
That's a big shatter. But he opts to charge the D.Va as opposed to the Zenyatta, which is a questionable play. But, you know, again,
And it
we're,
looks like despite
we're all
that, that's
amateurs.
still not enough.
Absolutely not.
Saga takes point B.
Once again, we see the D.Va Winston combo just really cleaning up. I mean, you got the shield from Winston. D.Va can supplement that with her defense matrix, which, like the Sigma, is able to be thrown in intermittently. It doesn't have to be done right out of the gate.
And you gotta love that. You gotta love that ult discipline, holding onto that ult as long as possible. That
Yep.
really gives them the advantage here for this fight. And he's
Absolutely.
positioned on a high ground, a really good position to drop down and potentially blade if they don't notice he's there. But
Yeah. I think he's just going to go for the pick. It's been working for him so far.
he definitely has the mechanical skill to just get
D.Va
picks.
bomb coming out, see if she catches anything. She gets the healer again. That's all you really want to see with the D.Va bomb.
Yeah, and Team Scarlet looks like they're on their absolutely last legs here.
And Mork's just in the back line just picking at him. Yeah, this is going to be rough. I don't think that they're going to be able to save this one. Reaper
Ooh,
does have
Reaper
his
got
ult.
a
He
big
gets
death
it.
blossom.
He gets it in the bubble, which is huge, and then coming in with the Zarya ult, that really helped clean it up.
Wow, that is a definitive.
But that is also 3 ults for the cost of nothing on
4
Team
minutes
Saga.
left on the clock. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got the super strong support ult coming in with Zenyatta, and Matt's still holding on to that Dragon Blade.
Waiting for the absolute right moment to use it.
I mean, all he needs is a couple good picks in the back right when the point gets close, and he knows he's going to have it. And they've got time to play around.
Team Scarlet only with the maze freeze, the only thing that's really stopping from the big bad wolf of Saga from coming down and knocking down their door. They absolutely need to hold on to this until the last possible second. With 3 minutes left on the clock, they cannot afford to lose another team fight.
See, that's some good banter. The good analogy there. I like that. The big bad wolf.
And it looks like Saga being really careful, not really pushing too far out ahead.
Nope.
Just trying to get regrouped, waiting for a good pick. They know they have the time to stall it out.
They're just charging ults. They're waiting for JT to come back in as a Reinhardt now, as opposed to the Diva. So be able to help push him up. Yep, they're gonna.
Could this be the Dragon Blade?
They're gonna push the focus on the Reinhardt here, so he can dive in, and he's got him all.
Could this be the
clumped
Dragon
up.
Blade?
This is it right here.
I hope it is.
It's coming, boys.
There it is.
There it is. Yep. Does he connect? He gets a healer. He only gets
one.
the one.
That's one pick.
That's okay. He's gonna get the second healer right here. There we
Oh,
go.
that doesn't matter. That is
That's
absolutely the win they need. And
the
that
Reinhardt charge with them all being defensive on the Genji blade is all they needed. They have enough time to touch the point once here, but that's gonna be it. Reaper's gonna have to back up. Nope, he chooses
and you
to
gotta love
die.
that teamwork from Team Saga. That was a very calculated play, waiting just the
Absolutely.
right amount of time to build the ults they needed to win the team fight. They knew they had the time.
They just have not really had an answer for the Genji. You know, he's just doing poke damage and really scaring them. Oh, there we go. We get another healer pick with the ult.
Ooh, that's big.
That is a very big combo, and that's enough to at least keep him alive for the time being.
Yeah, that.
As Matt scampers away. Oh,
Well,
Genji,
looks like they were able to recover at the absolute last second.
Genji always looks like such a rat when he's like scrolling up a wall.
Oof. But this is dire straits for Scarlet's team. They don't have a whole lot of.
I think they have a
room to
good
work
chance
with.
here, though. The hammer down is coming, as is the Zarya.
But they really only have one support ultimate. Not that
Yeah.
Saga's got any ultimates here. to
Oh,
begin
and they
with.
get the pick on the Mercy, which is really unfortunate. And you see Matt moving back over to the. Oh, what a shatter! What a shatter! And that's it. They're just gonna walk it in with a minute 20 left.
Yep, nothing really Scarlet's team could do about it here.
No.
Trying at last second to hold on.
But they're just doing enough to keep one person on. They're not really doing much
Yeah.
in terms. If they can get the Mei out there,
That's big.
If they can get Mei out there to
Black
throw
hole
down
in the entrance.
There we go.
Oh man.
Oh, if they had another 5 seconds, I think with that Mei ult, that would have given them the opportunity they needed to hold. But they did do a good amount of work to be able to kind of bring the time down. But still, 2 minutes over one. That's a huge advantage.
Yeah, and just absolutely stopping the door there with the black hole, the pin. It's brutal, but that's exactly
Yeah.
what you need to do to stop them from being able to contest the point.
Yeah, it's a really nice play there. That gave them the time that they needed for Mei to be able to get in there. Because if he had been able to touch, it would have been I think game over for that Saga push.
And now we've got Team Saga on the attack.
All right.
Seems like it's going to be a rather brutal escort round.
All right, so for the first
Nope,
time,
just kidding. Defense, I can read.
So for the first time, we have Walid moving over to the Ana play. Looks like he's going to try to hope that the antis will give him the opportunity they need.
Scarlet trying to scout out the enemy team, trying to get some information. It looks like.
Can't imagine he's going to play Winston. I don't think I've ever seen Scarlet actually play Winston. Although, you know, it'd be an interesting choice. And we see Streets go back over to the Junkrat. They're really not moving.
Better for the defensive play, I think, with
Sure.
with the mines and the trap.
They're really not moving away from the Mayblade over at Team Scarlet, and Matt gets a good amount of damage out at the beginning, which gives him a fair amount of ult charge within the first 10 seconds. He also,
Looks like Scarlet definitely is playing Winston.
he is indeed, and he's doing quite a good job. He's managed to get 2 of them. He's pushing past the Sigma, and he goes for the flank.
Yeah,
that was
doing work. And I imagine part of
That
this
was
was
super
probably
smart.
to deal with the response of a Genji. Winston really is the best tank to deal with him.
Absolutely. But, I mean, he did a good job of giving his team opportunity to move in and made some really great space. And they've made some decent progress, but they only have 20 seconds left. And once that countdown clock starts kicking and that music starts playing in, people start to make rush decisions, and that's when mistakes are made. But he's still playing super smart. He's
Ooh, that's a bad place to get stunned.
he does manage to get his shield up to protect for the rest of it, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
Mort gets the early pick. It looks like they'll be lucky if they're able to keep him back, but May is just doing everything she can to keep Saga away from her team.
And it
But
looks
it
like
doesn't
that's
seem
it.
to
It
be
looks like
enough.
they're able to hold them off.
Yep. Now, for 2 minutes, that is not a lot of distance for Saga to have to get, but
Yep.
Rick Sanchez just come in there and grabs the...
And it looks like Scarlet's not really quite willing to let this go without a fight. They're
yeah,
throwing
but I
everything
mean...
they've got at it.
Ooh, and that's
big
it right
tire.
there. That tire was the winner.
All right, now we switch sides again.
Yep. Let's take a look at that tire, though. That was absolutely huge. It's always such a crucial ult when teammates.
Oh, drop down from above. Yep.
Yeah, when a team has to be grouped up on something like that to be able to push it, it's so easy to just drop a tire in there and collect it. Especially when, again, Matt has been doing so good at holding on to his ult economy for that crucial moment, and it's paid off really well over the course of the last few games.
This is gonna be a tough defense for Team Scarlet. They've got to do the best they can to hold not a whole lot of distance, honestly.
I will say though that the Reaper pick and the May pick have been doing really well for Team Scarlet when it comes to defense. They just got to hope that they don't get picked off early. If Saga gets any sort of advantage, they're just going to eat it up. And we have looks like Matt has baited out a different switch, so he's not going to have to worry about the Winston this time. He is going to be playing as Genji. We'll have to see whether or not Scarlet opts to stay this character whenever the time comes.
They're taking a little bit of a further back position on the high ground. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving up.
See, but they have time now. Again, 2 minutes is plenty of time to develop ult charge. You've already got a good amount coming from Tontu and Scarlet Mewtwo, though. All right. So we have Genji doing some work. He's gonna get frozen here, unfortunately.
Yep, that's a pick.
Yep. That's exactly what Scarlet needed, though. They get first blood on this particular push, which is huge. But we see the Zen has been so crucial lately, and Joel is doing such a great job. It's just absolutely remarkable how powerful those the Discord orbs can be on him, or with him.
It looks like Saga's trying to do the best they can to build up ult charge. They really only have the Deadeye, though, and it seems like Scarlet's team has been able to effectively hold them off.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've
Without
got
really
two
losing anyone.
You got two support ults ready
Ooh.
from Scarlet. And again, there you go. We see a trade there.
There's the Deadeye.
Corey gets the
On
background.
the high ground,
he
but-
manages to not get anybody, but he does bait out an ult from Scarlet, which might have been more crucial towards the end. But
And right now, with 40 seconds left on the clock, it seems like Team Scarlet might actually take the map and bring it to a map 5.
Yeah.
They're really, really playing defensively and smart here.
it's absolutely possible. But we do have that Genji blade, so Matt's going to be looking for. Yep.
There it is.
Oh, but a early
Taken
pick
out
off
by
of it.
Franny.
Wow.
Devastating.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible from the Reinhardt.
Desperation ult from the Diva. Not able to get anyone.
Nope, didn't even manage to get it down. But there we go. We see the two support ults coming out, and Moira's ult is being used as a zoning tool with Maze. But it looks like Diva ate Maze's ult, which is absolutely incredible. That's like that's the dream right there.
That is the dream.
But it's just not enough.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. What a comeback.
I wish I knew that Reaper's name. So that I could congratulate him. Team kill. Ooh, Saga just stopped dead in their tracks.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an absolutely brutal stop. It looks like we're definitely going to map 5. Wow.
Wow is right.
Wow is
Wow
right.
is right. Okay, this was crucial here at the end, though. I mean, he's got everybody together. No tank set to support the DPS. Unfortunately, it was a very bad time for JT to be doing his monkey business without having a shield to be able to throw down on top of that ult.
And you gotta love that. The Team Saga taking away the cards, but Team Scarlet taking away the win.
I will say though that that healing once again from Walid in particular on that Mercy has just been absolutely crucial. And I will say though that the Moira and Mercy combo from Jared and Casey was really potent there at the end, especially with her being able to drop that ult to recover from the Diva Bomb, which didn't get any kills, but did put out a lot of damage on the enemy team.
So now we can see going into our final map, Lijang Tower. It's all tied up. It's 2-2, technically anyone's game, which is pretty great. We kind of thought this might happen. It's kind of nice to see that it actually is happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do Lijang Tower New Year. You know, let's make it a little
Might
bit
as
festive.
well. You're not going to see it again for another year, so might as well right now.
Do you need one?
And my associate here speaking what he's typing, because commentating is hard.
Commentating is hard, and it's been for 3 grueling hours.
I feel like I'm lucky that I work in a profession that allows me to talk to people all the time, but man, having to do this as a profession, especially for some of these Overwatch League things that drag on for hours and hours, I do not envy those commentators at all.
No, I do not.
So, but this is exactly what we wanted to see. It's very similar to what we saw in the Smash Brothers tournament. We see a team that was at the very end of their rope, being able to eke it out and possibly take home the win. I don't know if we're going to see a similar situation where it just isn't going to be enough, but it's anybody's game now.
Yeah, it could be an upset. Team Scarlet could be walking away with the win here.
The difference is with the Smash Brothers, you're working with limited stock.
Mm-hmm.
This is an even keel. It's 2-2. They have 3 opportunities to possibly win this year. I'll be interested to see if it winds up going all the way to Game 3.
I have a feeling with our luck it will be.
At this point, might as well write it out, get the whole value of the experience. We really want to give the entertainment to our 5 viewers.
That's true. We're here for you, viewers. We wouldn't be doing this without you, for sure.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past us to just set this up to do it for ourselves.
It kind of feels like we are.
I mean, really, for the most part, it is. I'm glad we didn't try to do this donation based. Otherwise, it would have been really disappointing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Collected all of $2. Somebody accidentally clicked on the donate button.
It looks nice outside.
Yeah, that is the one disappointing thing about all of this is that it is absolutely gorgeous day down here in Houston. I'm curious. I know that most of the players on either team do live in the area, but I know that there are a few that aren't. And hopefully everything's going well for everybody throughout the quarantine. I know it's been a real struggle for people from an emotional, financial standpoint. So hopefully everyone's doing well. Even if it is just a limited amount of viewers, the people that are watching this, hopefully this gives you a little bit of a respite in the middle of all of this nonsense. It looks like we're trying to get ready. A couple AFKs, but we'll see. They are subbing back in Chris. It looks like in place of...
Yeah, it looks like they want that May for the control map in place of Joel.
Yeah, in place of Joel.
It's hard to remember. I can't remember.
It's
either,
so fucking hard. It's really hard, too. I wish I could see people's actual names because...
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I call him Matt. Sometimes it's Streets Ahead. Sometimes it's Scarlet's just always Scarlet. I honestly don't know what his real name is. So.
Oh, I know what it is. I told him I would call him by him. I would call him by it during the stream, but I have not yet.
Oh, okay. Let's see if we have the other names for the other people.
Tontu is Tontu. Scarlet is Scarlet. Franny is Franny. Skipper is Jared. Kit-Kak is Casey. I do not know who Rick Sanchez is. I honestly don't.
I don't even see him on our list here.
On the roster?
No, he's not even on the roster.
I think he was a last-minute fill because the person who was supposed to be actually playing for him, Tron, just showed up now.
So Franny's real name is Fran. Which
yeah, well, it's actually
appropriate.
Francis.
Oh, Francis?
I mean, Franny's a lot better.
Franny's
Not that Francis is a bad name, Franny.
Really making it difficult over here. All right. More drunk equals more skill. You know what? I guess whatever works for you.
It's true.
At the end of the day, you're going to have to live with yourself if you lose. And I personally don't think that I could forgive myself if I was drunk. But, you know, I also have a hard time with losing to begin with. So adding alcohol into the mix is really not a good call. It looks like we're just waiting on the last few people. I'm really interested to see if they're going to opt for the Mei with Chris or if they're going to choose to go for the Torbjorn again. It's really potent either way, and the ability to zone people out of these kind of maps with Torbjorn is pretty invaluable. That being said, we don't really know. Team Scarlet's been a lot more consistent on who's playing what roles. Saga's been doing a really incredible job of flexing, and you know, we see DPS switching to heals and tanks switching to DPS constantly between games, and that's exactly what you see in the professionals. You know, obviously people play better, stronger characters, but they have to be able to move their pieces around. Oh boy.
We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it.
We're gonna get through this.
Yes. And we're gonna get something to eat.
What is the most controversial opinion you have about pizza?
The most controversial opinion? That a deep dish pizza is not a pizza.
You actually think that?
I absolutely think that. I
That's
100%
bullshit.
believe that it's.
What do you
it's
think
a
it is then?
It's a casserole.
Casseroles have bread?
A casserole can have anything. Like, you've had cornbread casserole before. That's bread and a casserole.
Yeah, making points.
I mean,
Making points.
I think once you put the sauce on top of the cheese and all the toppings, that you've essentially almost made it a soup. If that marinara was just a little thinner, you'd have a bread bowl with tomato bisque on top of it. Like, I don't believe that it's a real pizza.
Perfect. We're ready to start.
Now you don't have to hear my opinions on pizza.
They're bad opinions about pizza.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I love you a lot, but I mean, the true pizza is the deep dish. I'm not a New Yorker, so I don't.
Wow. You know, I've yet to ever have a deep dish pizza that actually made it worthwhile.
Why are we talking about pizza? I'm so hungry.
And also, why would you? You shouldn't have to cut a pizza with a fork.
That makes it better.
No, that makes it something else entirely. Pizza's a handheld device. If I had to cut
You could still hold it in your hand if you had to cut it with a fork.
If I had to cut a sandwich with a fork, it would no longer be a sandwich.
That doesn't make any kind of sense.
What do you mean?
If you cut a sandwich with a fork, it's still a sandwich.
No.
If I take a peanut butter jelly sandwich and I use a fork and I cut it.
First of all, that's madness. Second of all,
we really need to stop talking about food. All right, let's talk about the game. So, it looks like we've got Team Scarlet running a pretty similar composition, except this time it looks like they're gonna be running a ball, which is gonna be pretty interesting. That's definitely a better way to contest the point, especially on this map, Lijang Tower.
Especially with a Reaper and a Mei.
Yeah, and it looks like over on Team Saga, we're gonna be running a bit more of a traditional comp, but we are gonna have not that ball's an traditional comp, but we are gonna have Corey running his signature McCree. It's gonna be some good flashbangs.
Chris on Mei, and he's been doing such a good job of keeping people zoned out that I think he'll do a wonderful job.
I don't see Scarlet's ball.
He's probably waiting. He doesn't want to.
Oh, behind the team, of course. That's exactly what every good ball should be doing: is harassing the team.
Unfortunately, with the McCree and Mei on the opposite team, he's going to have a possible hard time. But he's doing a good job of staying alive. They're not really seeming to focus him. Both teams have yet to really lose footing, but ultimately it's Team Scarlet that actually touches the point.
Yeah, and it looks like that was a pretty even trade, but the fight still seems to be in Team Scarlet's side.
Yeah,
could be a big hammer. It is a big hammer.
Unfortunately, doesn't go anywhere. And Scarlet escaping with very little life, but he does have his ult ready. But they're doing a really good job of using that pillar to hide behind.
Ooh.
Scarlet zoning him out over here to kind of keep him away, but doesn't do any good.
Nope. Team Saga looks like they're going to take it.
That Baptiste field worked out really well to kind of scare back the enemy team and push back the tanks.
And that's the point flip. 30% for Team Scarlet, though. That's not nothing.
Not at all. especially considering they haven't had to really give up any ult economy. Outside of Scarlet's switch off of ball, everybody else is pretty much fully charged. It looks like the only thing that they're working with right now from Team Saga is the
Yeah, looks
and
like
the
everyone's...
Shatter got blocked by his own Maywall. That is unfortunate timing. That's poor communication, but it doesn't seem to matter. They still managed to keep the other team back. We have a Deadeye on the field, and we see Walid switching over from the Mercy to the Moira for the first time.
Moira's pretty strong on this map, though.
You do have 2 support ults as well as 2 DPS ults, and that's a huge hook.
Yeah, getting that McCree out of the way is big.
And you look at the ult economy on Scarlet, and they're just racking it up. It is absolutely incredible what they've been able to do.
It looks like they're going to be able to flip this point back.
They are indeed, but it looks like no, Mei gets their ult out, although isn't able to capitalize on it as
I think they're going to take out
Jeff gets.
Yep.
I was going to say as Jeff gets pushed back.
Yep. So this is actually a pretty good match. Flipping back and forth, and no one's really got the clear advantage here yet. Everyone's sort of using their ult economy as they've got it. Be interesting to see how Saga responds to this.
They still are sitting on the support ults from Team Scarlet, which is really smart. I'm glad that they haven't been forcing those, because the Moira ult can be so crucial for a DPS moment if that's when it's needed.
Ooh. Crucial pin, but doesn't get a pick on either side. That immortality field is big.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and the Mei wall.
But that's okay. That's okay. It gives them a chance to set up the Baptiste. And once again, Chris does an awesome job of keeping everybody in the same spot.
What a wipe.
And there's the team kill right there.
Scarlet panic ulting, knowing he was going to lose that fight, but ulting anyway.
He might be switching off.
And that's another flip. Saga looking to recover a little bit of the ground.
He's going back to the ball.
Yep.
Clearly that was working better for him the first time.
Getting Mei walled off away from his team, but he's able to recover.
But you see his team did the right thing. They cut him a hole in that ice wall and allowed him to back up and get those heals. That's not something that you see very often in amateur play. All right, now we got the Moira ult ready. I'll see if they're going to drop it.
Looks like Scarlet coming in from behind. Trying to do what he can to contest this point. He knows that he's about to run out of time. He knows that Saga's getting into that 90% range.
Yeah, but Walid's saving that ult just for that last minute. He's going to have it for when they try to push in, which I think is going to seal it for him.
Ooh.
Ooh, and there you go. That's...
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
That could be exactly what they need.
That is indeed, because Walid just dropped his ult.
Yep, and it goes to waste. Flips again. Wow, this has been such a close match. What a good end of the series.
I'm really happy to see Scarlet play ball, though. It's a fun character. It's one of my favorite characters to see played, because it's got such an interesting play style. But he's just going to chill up top, probably, wait for his ult, and then try to pick off one.
He's going to try to drop it down on top of them.
Oh, no, he's going for the back line.
He sure is.
He's going to have ult, though, as soon as he makes a touch, and there he goes. That's all he needs.
He's going to swing in there and drop his ult. Or not. Or there it is.
He zoned it up so beautifully. Although Reinhardt's just going to soak it up with his shield. He'll be able to contest a little and boop him into it.
Man, getting stopped by the wall.
Oh, and here we go. Zarya ult could be big. But he's not focusing. For whatever reason, Soldier focused on the people not in the actual Zarya.
Wow, and that's round one goes to Scarlet.
That was a good game, though.
That was a good game.
That's really, really tight scores, and the back and forth,
Did we get a replay? Let's find out.
We've got to do better about that.
I mean, you know.
We got a replay.
Yeah, we sure did.
It wasn't a good replay. But that's okay. Well, again, we're not professionals, and I'm sure our 5 viewers will forgive us.
Oh, man. So it's looking like Saga's game to lose. They need to come back on this map or potentially hand the win over to Team Scarlet.
Man, and what a sweep that would be.
That would be an amazing reverse sweep, especially after such a dominant play from Team Saga in the first 2 matches.
Absolutely, but Scarlet clicked off. They managed to find their groove and really connecting well.
Sometimes teams just need a little bit to warm up, you know?
Of course, absolutely. Unfortunately, the loss of momentum here for Saga has got to be got to be hard to work against, you know. And they've been playing for so long. Fatigue has got to play a factor as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tired of talking. I can't imagine playing for 3 hours straight.
But it looks like they were able to get the picks they need. They're coming on to point with the strong aggression. If they can get, there's the picks they need. Looks like Scarlet's not going to be able to cut a defense to win this. It's going to be interesting to see how he tries to get out. And he's just going to die.
He's gonna probably switch over to the Roadhog, try to break that shield. Just says no in the chat. That's a smart play. Don't give them the ult charge, because if they touch you before you fall or anything like that, it's just gonna feed them. And there we go. That's what I thought. He's gonna switch it over to the Roadhog and try to go for a quick ult. But this is rough. If he can get a shatter,
there it is.
That's it.
Wow, just mowing through them.
As soon as he saw that opening, I knew he was going to take it, and they're just going to clean him up. That's another team kill right there.
Whew. This map round taking a little bit of a different turn than the other one, where it's a bit more of a back and forth. You would have expected it to swing back in Team Scarlet's favor by this point, but it looks like Team Saga's got the defense. It looks like they've woken up, smelling the coffee, and they know what's on the line.
I think that this is just such a hard map for somebody to try to play a Sigma out of the gate. I think that Scarlet's going to probably switch with what he knows best.
Oh, and he misses the pin.
He's way out of position now. But they do a good job of healing him. But once again, we have the Skipper and Kit Kat both have their ults.
Rushing on the point to contest it.
Nice. Manages to bait him out. They get 3 kills in the process. I think that's what they need. I think that flank was exactly what's going to help them retake it. I don't think that Saga can maintain this.
Ooh, Scarlet's team capturing the point for the first time.
They do manage to get a lot of time, though, for Saga.
Yeah.
So 67 is...
it's quite a bit of percentage to compete against.
Absolutely.
Looks like they're going to wait to regroup.
Yeah, the team wasn't too staggered, so that was good. Poking out, but giving a little bit of charge to the Ryan.
They need to play it safe here, though. They need to get a lot of value out of these ults, because this is really probably...
Oh, we got double May ults.
No.
We got the Venn diagram coming out, as it were.
But
Okay.
it looks like Team Saga definitely comes out ahead.
Two counter ults, though. I love it.
And they've definitely got the
healers, though, on Saga are doing such a great job of giving Streets a chance to just swing that hammer. Because that's what you really need with a Ryan, is you want that shield when it's available, but then when it goes down, you need to be able to just swing away. And he's going to hide over here, try to let him come out, and then go for the Earth Shatter, which is not a bad strategy. They have to know he's here around it, and he's going to get a fat
there's the hammer. Oh, man.
Wow. The Ryan was just a split second late to getting that shield up. That is huge.
Crucial.
That's huge.
Team Saga at 95%. Looks like they're finally going to take it.
They've had
Is there a back cap, though? There's a back cap.
They've had to. And they get a... No, don't get the res off. And that's
Sneaky
it.
back cap.
That is it. Man, this is what you want, though.
Yep.
Like, this is as even as it could possibly get.
Yep.
And just wasn't enough. I think the switch for Matt to play Reinhardt was absolutely crucial. He had 2 huge shatters, which won them a team fight. Both times. And the fact that it looked like the enemy Ryan on that last shatter almost had his shield up in time, barely missed it, and there you go, get the team kill to wipe it up.
Yeah, that was a pretty crucial play, especially at the beginning of the map.
Yeah, coupled with the Moira ult, that little corridor is just a death haul. That's all there is to it. But
All right, well, this is definitively the last round of the game, for sure. The winner of this round wins the Overwatch map and takes the crucial 1 victory point on to the rest of the tournament.
This is big for Saga, though. It's going to be a while before they get a chance to play multiple multiple modes in the same day.
Switching to the wrong thing.
If they don't win this, then they're going to be at a severe disadvantage going into the rest of the tournament.
Wow, Team Scarlet coming out with a strong push.
May is going to be able to wall him off here if he can get unfrozen. There he goes. Leaves a little corridor for them to poke damage, but ultimately decides to take it down. Saga doing a really great job of keep... Oh, but there's the pick.
Whoop. Stuck behind walls.
Absolutely. I think that especially Casey and Jared have really found their rhythm.
Oh, there's the hammer.
found their rhythm as healers. I think the Moira Mercy combo has been absolutely essential to the victories over the last few maps.
Wow, and a bit of a longer drawn-out fight, but Team Scarlet really takes it there.
Absolutely, and they definitely have the ult advantage coming up. Again, you've got the 2 healers that have just been absolutely decimating with getting their ults charged up.
You gotta really wonder what's going through Saga's head right now, because they've got
This is a tough...
their opportunities to flip this are getting less and less with each percentage climb.
Absolutely, and they don't have any ults to work with right here. Yep, there's the Mei ult. She's going to manage to get the Reinhardt, and that's going to be a huge pick.
Yep.
They're going to have to back up and rework. They've lost 2 main characters, and Mei is getting stuck back there. Once again, they do such a good job of drilling a hole in that wall to be able to give them a chance to back up.
Yeah, really helping their teammates out there.
Absolutely. So, unfortunately, it looks like that didn't really do much for Saga. They didn't gain a whole lot of ult charge with that. And for the most part, the Team Scarlet's back up on their ults already. Again,
yeah, they're almost at 60%.
Yep.
Doesn't seem like Saga's able to crack this nut.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. You know, I honestly don't know who to root for in this particular situation.
It's going to be a close one.
But I mean, the reverse sweep would be equally as satisfying.
It looks like Team Saga is building up the ults, though. They do have the advantage here. They're just waiting for the right moment to...
Yep. There, we get the shield down on the Rhine.
And it looks like that is the initiate. A bunch of ults going nowhere.
They managed to get the Reinhardt frozen on the side. If they can get Franny, there we go.
There we
He's
go.
down.
Team Saga taking the point back.
But that is so many ults on either side.
Reaper's still alive, though. He's going to retreat. He's going to wait
Yep.
for his team. He doesn't really have a...
Oh, the Lucio gets the boop, which gives Lucio the ult charge.
Yep, that is big.
But there's not much ult charge to be had there.
Saga finally flipping the point, but they have to compete against 85%. They really can't afford to lose another team fight. If they do, that's the end. That's disaster for them.
Absolutely. And again, you still have those 2 support ults. The Team Scarlet support line has been so good at making sure to hold on to them and not use them prematurely. Casey drops them at such incredible times, and it allows Jared to play his ult as very DPS centered.
If they can make use of both of these support ults before Saga's able to charge an ult, this could be the point for them.
And that's a bad wall there for the Ryan on Team Saga.
Looks like they're able to do anything about it, though.
All right, looks like Walid had to drop his ults.
Ooh, the pin.
That's big though. Can he get it between that and the Moira ult? It looks like he is.
There he goes.
But he baits out.
Wow, looks like Saga's able to hold with a team kill.
It's amazing too that he managed to not have to use his shatter at all, and now he's sitting pretty on that.
And it looks like the advantage from Team Scarlet is just dripping away.
Absolutely, it's going to be hard for them to come back. They still have that support ult from Kit Kat on the Mercy, but it's not looking good right at the moment. Scarlet does have his supercharger. Hopefully he'll probably stick it up right here.
Oh, that's a big.
That's huge. I think they're going to be able to take him down there.
They lose their shatter.
Yeah. It's all right. He didn't waste it, and the Zarya is going to be huge here possibly, but they do a great job of walling off.
Yeah, nobody really gets anything from that.
Absolutely. But down goes Franny, and they're getting that back cap again. You see Jared just being cheeky, just trying to draw him back, and it's exactly what they needed.
Yep.
They managed to distract him, it pulled him back, and now they're going to have to fight against...
Man, it's really hard to tell who's winning right now.
It is so back and forth. I love this match so much. This map, above all else, has been such a joy to watch. It's been so even-keeled.
But it looks like Saga might have it here. The only one who's left standing is the Orisa.
Oh, but there comes Franny. Oh, he immediately goes down, and that's going to be it.
Yep.
As Attic zones out the last hope.
Wow.
Wow was right. That was that was huge.
That was huge.
That was very close. I'm honestly I think that
actually, let's go back to watch this play of the game.
Oh, that's big.
Man, there was some amazing plays.
Absolutely.
From
this
this
was
game.
really a joy to watch for sure. Honestly, far more entertaining to watch something like this, I think, than even something like the Overwatch League. The amount of skill is so varied, and the amount of heroes that everybody can play and roles that they can play is really varied, which allowed for a lot of fun, interesting team comps.
Yeah, it was It was pretty great. But that concludes today's matches finally at 4:50 p.m. Wow, almost exactly at 5.
Yeah, that's good timing.
That's pretty crazy.
That's really
yeah.
good timing.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and sign off now. We'll see you guys next week with another round of matches, and hopefully that time we'll eat before then. But this has been an absolute blast. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Congratulations to Team Saga and to Team Degenerates for winning today.
Absolutely.
See y'all later.
See you next time.
Okay, we're done.